So, you've retrieved 4 of the 5 Akteshi weapons in the Tomb of the Dragon Rider before further delving into the hidden depths of a 5th long-lost wing of the ruins, where you discovered the fate of the 5th weapon, a sword called Dark Ruin. There, you also found the reason why this tomb had been splintered by a tremendous cataclysm that happened hundreds of years ago. Here, you found the cataclysm's epicenter, the result of a powerful ritual conjured by powerful awakened cultists, a ritual designed to raise the giant that was once buried here, an executioner, a guardian of the dead, an oath taker, a giant once called Draugast. The ritual was seemingly so powerful that it ripped through the veil between worlds, causing the bleed of some of the closest extraplanar realms, the elemental planes, to seep into the materium via torn rifts that have been gradually healing over time, over the centuries, as well as due to the extensive and palpable aura of necromancy involved in the ritual, tears into the Blacklands. Corruption took place here, where negative, these sort of dark negative energy forces overlapped with elemental energies, causing these strange corrupted versions of the elemental powers to emerge. In addition, these energies weren't all that had seeped through the veil. Shadows of those that once were creeped about this place, and one of them briefly ensnared Deja as she wandered into the darkness by herself. And as you uncovered all of this, you decided to try and find a way back up before you were interrupted by shifting movement all around you. Shadows seemed to coalesce, dropping down from the ceiling as an amniotic sac of pure congealed necromantic energy. And bursting forth came a shadow of a memory of an imitation of what may have once resided here in the tomb. The coalesced shadowy imitation of the remains of a massive dragon. You did battle, initially pinning it down and subjecting it to the full force of the radiant sunlight until it shifted back into the shadows. You attempted to...
Hello?
Sorry.
Okay, so it's not just me who heard him vanish.
Sorry about that.
Nope, there he is.
Yep, he disappeared.
Just clearing my throat. Yeah, you attempted to track it down until Angus's summoned ally from beyond, a seneschal of Mortrim, Gouvern ancestor god of graves and the afterlife, and Liska's intuition. Tracking down dragons helped you locate it. Angus summoned spiritual guardians to do battle with them, as the draconic shadow attempted to... Angus provoked the creature, causing it to devour him in a whirling vortex of discorporated shadowy souls, and Angus summoned those spiritual guardians to do battle with them. And as the draconic shadow attempted to fly off with Angus, Ida summoned arcane chains to hold the beast in place, allowing Grunker to charge in and finally finish it off using the newfound power of his fiery axe, Eld. So, as the shadows have begun to disappear, the darkness no longer chokes your sight nor your dark vision. The massive echo of shadow disintegrates as Liska manages to capture the last of its essence for later use by presumably the crafters of the group. The adrenaline is subsiding, but the tense atmosphere remains. You are still deep in the very depths of the tomb, and the dark, burbling rifts to the Blacklands, while slowly shrinking, are still present, and will likely take several days for them to fully disappear. Hammer Strike and Company, what would you like to do?
I think
Angus will sort of look about, and he'll notice that things are clearing up, and he'll finally... right, Gaiden. anyone beat to the high hills? Do we need a patching?
You just hear a small groan from Jashar. Just it's on bear.
I think the Shara might need a bit of help.
Yeah.
Well,
That seems like the last of it for now. So let's gather up and patch ourselves up.
We'll go over and he'll start inspecting Dejar.
You can see
See what's going on.
you can see these sort of black veins that have been sort of pulsating through Dejar's neck, her limbs, particularly around her mouth. This distinct dark mark of what almost looks like a skeletal hand. It's difficult to say what's wrong with her, but she doesn't look very well.
It's just kind of gonna look at her. Yep. It's certain. That's not normal. How are you feeling, lass? As he kind of pokes at it with a finger a little bit, where her lip ought be.
Oh, like I just got spiritually suffocated or drained, whichever first.
Is he gonna peek up and down at her a little bit? He's gonna look to the others. He's gonna look back to her. He's gonna kind of wave his hand in the air to the side. Well, that makes sense. Your rune is gone, so it went instead of you. Congratulations on not being dead.
Would say that this wasn't my first time. He thinks for a moment. I would consider this my 6th time. And yet it came close to death.
It looks like she's
Well.
been drained of her strength.
Hey, that explains why she's a little more noodly than normal. Let me see if I have something for it. Let me check.
I think it's greater restoration that takes care
Yeah.
of.
I'm just thinking, making sure I don't have an item with it. And I don't have that spell prepared. So he's gonna clap her on the shoulder. Just say, I can fix you up right tomorrow. I don't have the magics in me. And we'll also need quite the gem to do it as well.
The frying pan into the fire. I guess that's fair. You guys gonna look over to here, where I can ping it. How's that looking, Jenner? The ick.
Like I said, it's it looks like it's very slowly receding. Like it flows like molasses. It's going to take a while to fully recede back. Probably a few days.
Looking at that. He's a smart cookie, I am. If this is left open for a couple of days, could within this couple of days something slip through?
Make an Arcana check.
Alright. I can bring up my character sheet. Really? I cannot bring up the character sheet for some reason.
Try refreshing. I'll see if I can do a bit of rolling for you.
I'll just use the HUD.
All right.
I'll
18.
You doing okay there, bud?
I'm good. So, you gather that mass of shadow that took on the shape of a skeletal dragon was very likely functioned as some sort of major anchor to the materium. And with that now dispersed, likely there is very little chance that anything else is going to follow that echo through from the Blacklands, or at least nothing beyond the reach of any skilled cleric or wielder of the divine to vanquish.
So whoever they would reasonably send down here with the guard guys, as a guard for the excavation team guys, excuse me, they should be fine. We've taken care of the big threats.
Yes.
It's just Charles is gonna make a mental note of that to tell Eden and the rest of the archaeologists to have someone guard them coming down here. Okay then.
Oh.
Just looks over down at the.
While the two of us are like huddling over Dejar, he is gonna pipe up to her real quick. Lass, I don't know if I'm remembering right or not, but do you have some powdered diamond on you?
He gives Angus a side glance, then looking up. I have 2 bags, yes.
If you do, I can ready the magic spells necessary to restore your strength, and I'll be able to rejuvenate you come in the morning. It's a vital component for it. It will definitely expedite your healing. I might have to borrow that, but we could do that and have you back to normal first thing in the morrow.
Yeah, that's fine. I always carry a surplus if we need them. Apparently we need them.
And that's why you're the smart one.
I'm just sit here and rest. Smart move though. With that, whatever you did, I heard it, but I couldn't see it.
Oh. Well, oh, that's nothing.
Every little bit helps. Especially what you did and has been doing. So, yes, being humble is good, but take pride in what you did. Now, if you excuse me, I'm just gonna take a small nap.
I'll get you a little super something to help with your strength. And what's going on over there with Liska?
And the jar is out.
Just Yeah, just honk shoe on the floor.
He can't do it.
Do we want to bring Liska's conversation to the spotlight?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, we can. Liska was checking on Ida because at some point in time, well, one, Angus is seeing to Dajar, so she's like, I can't do anything that he couldn't. And
Yep.
two, she saw that Ida had some of the shadows wrapped around her head as well, so she was simply checking on seeing whether Ida's okay. And did Ida make her saves against the drain? Has she been drained at all?
She has not been drained, thankfully. She's not in a not in the same state as Dajar is.
Yeah, I think she had just gotten grabbed and then combat ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got grabbed and then immediately pulled off before it could start doing the suck next turn.
Yeah. Well, I think it's part and parcel. I think again she made the save. It was like a con save or something to against the drain, or strength. It was something, but she made it. Anyway.
It was strength because it's a bitch of a thing.
Yeah, because Dajar kept dying.
Well, I mean, once you get reduced once, you're basically fucked.
Yeah, you're essentially rolling at disadvantage without rolling at disadvantage.
So I guess continuing on that conversation, as you mentioned,
Yeah, I'll agree with that. So, Liska looks around and just kind of says, the real question is, where did the creature, the dragon, put its hoard?
I don't know if that was a true dragon, Liska.
I mean, it felt like one.
Yes, and it certainly looked like one. An undying variant of one, but from what I saw, it was a composition of many smaller shadows. I don't know what shadows would do with a horde. But I suppose there's no...
I feel like the shadows probably came after the effect.
Perhaps. We're going on very, very little information here. But I suppose there's no harm in looking around for one.
I mean, because this is a place where dragons and giants mingled, no? So I feel like there was a dragon beforehand. Something happened.
It would make sense.
Shadows came, brought back dragon to life. So, I mean, we still have that place underneath, and she's going to point to the hole yonder.
We could take a look at
It's
that.
like we still have to see what is underneath.
We
Liska's
could.
going to kind of... Yeah, Liska's going to look around and be like, hey, Willem. Willem, stop worrying about the jar. I mean, you can continue to worry about her, but stop focusing on it.
No,
Come over
no,
here.
it wasn't that. I was taking a second. What do you need?
Can you use, since it seems like your sword is actually fully functioning right now, can you come over here and shine the light into the hole?
Yeah, sure. Just go wave my sword in the hole. Yeah, I thought it might have been on already, but I couldn't tell. But I guess it's not.
Let me go ahead and...
And it's not working.
Hang on. Let me just do one of these.
I think it's working. Tap, tap, tap.
It should be. Oh, it's the dark fog. That's why.
You can get rid of the animation now.
Yeah. Hang on.
My performance.
Soon we will be able to see.
Give it a moment to clear up.
I
There we
remember
go.
though, is that all we could see in the moment was like a ladder
Yes.
at the bottom. That
Let me go over this. You see, the remains of a ladder at the bottom of this seemingly dug out shaft that descends for about 20 feet.
Okay, does it seem like it was part of the structure once, or is it just like somebody lifted a flagstone and just fucking dug.
Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Oh boy, this can only go well.
21.
Fuck it, I'll take it.
So you've picked up a bit of knowledge about stonemasonry from Angus in your travels. Examining the intricacies of the hole, it becomes evident that it wasn't crafted in a downward fashion. It wasn't part of the entire structure.
Well,
Excuse me.
just
Yeah, wasn't part of the structure. It wasn't crafted in a downward fashion, like someone started here and started digging down, but rather ascends from the depths below. And the smooth walls suggest a purposeful excavation. Someone dug from beneath upwards and broke into here.
so this is how they got in the first place, because they didn't have the key, that's for sure, because we have it. I'm just gonna take a few moments, like a second to think. Right, well, that's one mystery solved about how them fuckheads got in. He sort of just gestures his head back towards the fucking bleached skeleton over there. Because they sure as fuck didn't come the way we did. So they just dug up through here and got in.
Oh, so this leads to... Huh, I think I found our way out then.
Well, maybe. Because they dug in and then all this shit happened. And there's all them moles about, so... worth a look. Definitely. But wouldn't get your hopes up too much.
I mean, it's worth investigating.
Yep. I think it might be worth everyone having to sit down first, though. That was a lot. Roland goes 1,000 yards there.
Liska is going to... Oh, sorry, continue.
Oh no, I was just saying, poor guy, he's got the pista.
Liska is going to kind of go back, kind of give like a brief smile and pat you on the shoulder as she goes by. Gonna continue walking up and going to check to see how Tuli's doing. Like, Tuli, it's like, how are you? How was the battle?
Well,
Are you okay?
I can't say I'm not a bit shaken by everything that has transpired down here.
Mm-hmm. It
I
is
am
definitely
fine if a bit scratched.
a lot to take in.
Yes. I am mainly worried about Dejar, though.
Yeah. I think with both you and Angus, Dejar does not have much to worry about. As long as she continues to stay in the light. And she knows Dejar's unconscious right now,
Yep.
but still she says it with
Yep.
authority. Like, stop going into shadow.
You see Angus near Dejar over there. He is just stifling a snicker at that.
But like seeing that Tuli's okay, she just does like the brief little kind of like arm pat, like shoulder touch, and then is gonna go fucking find her hammer that she dropped to
Okay.
pull out her bow. She-
Okay.
yeah, so
It's
Liska
I know I
goes
left it here
off.
somewhere.
it's easy enough to find.
Yeah, Liska goes off by herself. I mechanically have it, but yeah, Liska's gonna wander off a second
Yeah.
just after she told Jazar that.
Well, you've got your Amber Runestone, so you're fine. And your bracelet.
Yeah, Liska's a walking beacon.
Yep. So, you have a moment here to rest if you wish to take it. If you wish to do a bit more talking with each other about the events that have just transpired, what would you all like to do?
Short rest?
Alright,
Short rest, anyone?
I think Dashara's already planning on taking a short rest here.
Yeah, well, yeah, she is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just getting a
short
general
rest is probably a good idea. It's just to lick our wounds, get a handle on how fucked things are because, well, elevator is down,
Yeah.
and now we got a tunnel digging up into this chamber.
Oh yeah, Liska, when she does come back, is going to share that with the rest of the group. Like, not that Vellum didn't, but just to make sure.
Yeah.
Just, there's a lot of things going on in this room, and yeah, a short rest to collect our thoughts might be a good idea.
Yep. Realign
Agreed.
ourselves, decompress.
Have a
Alright then.
snack.
Yeah.
Have a bracken biscuit.
Quick 1 hour breather. Now, where the hell is my rest feature at on my sheet?
It's at the top. It's the knife and fork one to the left of the tent.
As you all take a moment here to take a breather, the seneschal drifts back down to the ground. takes a look around the surroundings, just keeping watch. This silent vigil, this silent guardian.
Batman.
And gradually, you know, the seneschal's just going to sort of drift around the entire area with the lantern with the lantern held up high, keeping watch for anything else that might emerge from these rifts.
Quick note, Jenner.
Mhm.
Zerth isn't here. Why am I benefiting from his passive?
Earth's always with you.
His Zerth is always here in your heart.
What?
But mechanically, he is not.
Yeah, apparently, Zerth has gave.
I enjoy Zerth's Song of Rest. I just hear it from here.
Hang on,
In
what?
spirit.
Song of
Were you
Rest?
testing features?
No, just Zerth is always with you.
I'm not seeing
I mean, I'll take the extra 2 health, but you know.
I'm not seeing Song of Rest on your sheet.
Yeah, well,
Which
I mean,
is
it's in the
strange.
chat.
I mean, it's not triggered off of them. It's triggered off of Zerth.
But Zerth isn't here.
Zerth is
That's
always
the crazy
with
thing.
I don't.
That's scary.
Angus carries around Zerth in his heart.
And in his pocket.
That's what best buds do.
He's
Hang
my
on.
dude. You don't understand, right? It's just that Angus only knows the one song on the harp that he taught him, right? So whenever he takes out the rest, it's like, you know, it's just a portal to the memory of Zerth.
That works.
You know?
That is actually a really interesting, like, to have it be a mechanical thing, to where, like, Zerth played, just like, while Zerth and Angus were off by their own, Zerth just taught him a song, and just like, yeah, just think of, like, play about this every time you take a, think about this every time you have me take a rest. You can, you know, feel your spirits lifted. And
I'd like to think it was intentional, but we all know it's not.
Play
Yeah,
this.
what it could be, if you think about it, Zerth's Song of Rest would actually be more than that 1d6. So, it is Angus. Fuck off.
It's my headcanon, and I'm reinforcing it into the narrative.
Yes.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Angus officially has the Song of Rest class feature.
No, no,
Yes.
we're not. No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
We'll figure that out later. We can figure that out after that.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just
yeah,
a second level fucking ribbon bard feature. Who fucking gives a damn?
Who gives a fuck about bards?
No one cares about
I would have been
bards,
full
not
health
even
anyway,
other
so it
bards.
doesn't really matter. But I flagged it up in case it was a glitch.
Yeah,
Or
I'll
in case you
I'll
were
check.
testing things out of session again.
I'll check that out after session because that shouldn't be happening. I don't know what. I don't know how it could be benefiting from.
I mean, I've explained it multiple ways. If-
Cease.
My head can't deal with it.
Anyways,
Just saying.
yeah. Anyways, so you do finish a short rest.
Very good.
All right. Do we want to check out the hole first, or do we want to see about the elevator?
Is that an in-character or out-of-character question?
That is, in general, just to the party. Because
That didn't answer my question.
I think, especially with a short rest, like it's not strenuous activity to check out the elevator. That's something that we can do during a short rest.
yeah,
to you.
it's thoroughly fucked just by the map.
Yeah. But yeah, like are sitting there and gonna give it a look see. It's like Liska kind of looks it over, glances like, nope, I do not think that we're going to get back up through this. I think either magic or that hole over there is the best course of action.
I have to agree.
Probably around this time, I think just as the short rest is midway, Jahar wakes up. Oh. That was...
But okay, everyone is safe.
good.
Hello, sleepyhead.
Funny. I wasn't expecting you to be this tired, but hey, that means I'm alive, so that's good. I'll take it. What I miss?
Not much.
What happened while I was out?
Nothing outstanding. We're just beginning to rest up and see what's gonna happen. Where we wanted to go.
Right.
I believe some people are debating investigating that pit over there. Kind of gestures around the pillar towards where Velum is standing.
Oh yeah, you was asleep for this, but this is probably how them lot got in. He once again gestures to the Bony Boys. Since they didn't come the way we did, and it's looking like they dug up from here instead of down into it.
That's what makes sense.
So worth checking out at least. If it's not a way out, then maybe we can learn something.
I guess we could. I wish I had my arcane eye prepared. Unfortunate. Well. Oh wait, no, I do have it prepared. I could use it.
Apparently that shadow slipped her brain out as well.
Shush, shush.
Been a long day for Snake.
It's been a terrible day for Snake.
Well, if everyone's ready, get your shit together and let's have a look-see, because I do not want to be down here for any longer.
Yes, so.
Jenna, question about the ladder. Does it look like it's still in one piece but just down there, or has it just been
It
broken?
is completely collapsed and broken. It's so-called collapsed. The remnants of it are at the bottom of the 20-foot pit.
Well, we want to find a way back up because that ladder is fucked. So if we do go looking at this hole, then it'll be a bit of a climb, but yeah, we should figure something out.
Over the course of the hour for the short rest, I'm gonna fiddle with my attunements, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I can have those gloves on.
Good thinking.
See what I have here. Okay, that one's attuned. Do I have? What's that?
Does anyone have any rope?
He's gonna peer over the ledge. Where's the hole?
It's like a 20. You said it's like a 20-foot drop.
Yep, 20-foot deep.
Yeah, like climbable, but you know,
Does
probably be
he?
better just to have.
So
I
does-
have a solution.
Is it a rope?
No. He's going to boom punch his two fists of Skog together, and he's going to begin sinking his fingers into the soil.
Okay,
And
so
he's just going to start.
so you can
burrowing.
only go through unworked stone. So if you were able to, say, go over here where there's more raw stone, you could certainly punch through that, make a pathway down into the pit here at the bottom as a decline, but
So
like straight
let me
down through
understand.
the tiles here, you're not going to be able to do that.
I'm aware I can only do unworked stone. This is a broken piece of floor here where they've got through. So I
Yeah,
could
that-
probably take some of these broken bits and lift it up, get it out the way, and then gain access to their tunnel.
Yeah, because I assume everything under it is
Is
unworked.
It shouldn't be worked
yeah.
unless they put and paved and made bricks for the entirety of their little tunnel.
Yes. So
The
okay.
most artisanal invaders.
Oh, right. Okay. So I was I had the thought that you were gonna like.
I'm not going through
hit-
these.
Okay, I see. So you're just sort
Yep.
of like
I'm not going through these.
under
The ruined rubble area where they
Yeah.
burst through and they damaged it, I'm going to clear some of the rubble.
right. I see.
And I'm going to move away the workstone. Hell, maybe even hit it with my magical hammer if I need to make a little more space for the thick bitch. And then I will begin burrowing a tunnel.
I see. Okay. So like a gradual decline, about 20 foot down. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Easy
eas-
little spiral.
easy enough to do. So, the sound of the stone cracking and caving in around your gauntlets, shattering every which way, rubble trickling down the hole itself, descending into the subterranean passage. The air grows cooler, and the darkness envelopes you like this suffocating blanket. And gradually you come to the bottom of the pit. The light from Vellum Sunblade shines down from above. You can see the pit descends down and seems to veer off into the darkness at a horizontal angle, with a gradual decline.
I was looking down there, Angus.
It's
Well, there's a bit of a pit. It's a wee bit gradual, though. The light's veering off over here to the side.
if I were to, I'll give you a
Just-
little bit of a diagram here. So you got that.
Please.
That's like the 20 foot deep pit, and it sort of veers off to this side.
Yep. Makes sense.
Okay.
Is that a top down or from the side?
That's a cross section.
From the side.
Perfect.
So
From the
it's
side.
tilted. Okay, yeah. And so it's going
Which the cardinal directions? is
this
going
direction,
to?
right?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Left?
what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
Looks like it's over going in direction of that wall.
We can't actually see which wall that you are pointing at, Angus.
Oh, he pops his head back up, points over there. Looks like it's going over there in the direction of that wall. Points to the west.
Well, so the
Yeah, is that about
golden hole here. Is this like a gorge? Is this just like a little dip? What is this?
That's about a 10-foot drop, 10-foot little gorge.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like it goes any deeper along it.
Nah. The pit there, the pit there, just sort of, it seems to continue downwards at a gradual downward slope. Excuse me.
Oh, it doesn't look like there's anything that would cut through, so far so good.
You continuing down the passageway?
He will just over the earring. I'm gonna take a little peek and see if it's something we should pursue. He's just gonna go down the passageway just a little bit. Maybe another, I don't know, 50 feet at most.
All right.
Just to see if it makes another turn.
So you continue at that gradual slope downwards. You can see where excavation marks, chips in the stone have been marked. You can see impromptu steps that have been carved from the stone itself. Whoever dug this tunnel, this was a dedicated, concentrated effort, and you can gradually see it begins to turn towards a northern direction. Again, it's a very, very gradual slope, and it just continues deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth.
Well, with that, he's gonna go ahead and, before he goes any further, just convey, hey, he's continuing to go downward, you know.
You are
Basically just what you just said.
you are actually almost reminded of. Oh, no, you weren't there. You weren't there. Angus wasn't there.
Yeah, if it's got something to do with the whatchamacallit, the deep. Nope. So yeah, he calls out to the ring on the earrings and lets everybody know.
Okay. How deep was it? 20 feet?
Yep, 20 feet down.
Initially,
Yeah, 20 feet down, and then it. Well, Angus has carved a little spiral staircase for everyone, and then it just sort of continues in that gradual decline downwards. As I can see Grunker is eagerly jumping in.
Yeah.
All right.
He's just gonna jump through the hole, and then before it hits the ground, he's gonna like fly a little bit, so it doesn't hit the ground.
All right. So you very near the bottom of the hole, and you can see
Yeah.
that faint sky blue light down the tunnel from Angus.
How far does the tunnel go?
From what you can see, it just goes and goes and goes into the darkness. You can see even past, particularly with your dark vision, the bright light of Angus's chest plate. It continues much further past that, out of sight.
I see. What? We're gonna wait for everybody else to come here.
All right, is everyone else headed down?
Yeah, may as well.
Hey, it's safe. Come on in.
Yep, it seems
I
safe.
think it would be
It's
a
well
Right.
lit.
I think it would be a good idea.
So we're doing theatre of the
Grook is
mind
gonna
here.
Go ahead. Yeah, Grook is gonna go ahead a bit and is gonna take off his goggles now that he isn't being violently blinded.
And
So
the
we can
film's
see.
gonna come whoosh. Let's get some light here, yeah?
Yep.
And just,
Right behind him with the
It's gonna,
sunlight.
well, it's gonna be behind him, so it won't be that bad.
Okay. So,
So he's just gonna be a little scout ahead because he both can see very far and also, you know.
all right,
along the
Grunker's
It's like home.
Grunker's scouting ahead. You continue further down the passage. You continue down for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Again, you can all see this now. The intricate and methodical cutting away of the stone. You can see the marks of ancient pickaxes. You can see where the stone stairs have been carved from the stone itself to give easy access, and gradually it begins to the entire tunnel seems to spiral downwards, down. Liska, Vellum, Grunker, and Sayun, you are reminded of the first time you entered the Deep Dark.
Question. Do the skeletons up above... Did we ever figure out, like, what race they were? Did they look like dwarves?
They had, they weren't, the skeletons weren't as stout as dwarven skeletons.
Were they as tall as dwarven skeletons?
No. Sorry,
Were they human sized? Let's run the gamut.
Yeah, like what race would they be? What what species?
They
Human,
varied.
dwarf?
They varied
halfling?
between. They varied between, maybe like 5'5", 6 foot.
Okay. Yeah, not a... Liska isn't an anthropologist. Though I guess if with a high enough nature roll, she could, but... Okay.
You could make a nature
So-
check or a nature or a medicine check if you like.
Sure, if the opportunity is there, which one is better for me? Oddly enough, nature. Or oddly enough, medicine. Sure.
Oh shit!
Oh, nat
there
20.
you go, nat 20.
Well,
I'll take it at 22.
those were definitely human-sized. They looked like human skeletons.
Okay. Yeah, retroactively thinking back on once that realization, oh, this could be the Underdark hits, and Alyssa kind of thinks back in skeletons, so, in the small echoing tunnel that they're in.
Yeah, Liska's definitely squeezing through it. It's like a 5 foot
Yeah.
by 5 foot tunnel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
very-
having to
very
squeeze. It's
claustrophobic.
understandable. There's scraping from armor and shit.
Yeah.
It's while I do relish the opportunity to perhaps go into more danger, we are having to deal with I was not expecting this much length to this tunnel. Perhaps, especially given that I am kind of very much trying my best to fit inside. Are we okay with potentially getting into a place where there are a lot of very active individuals?
As Liska says this, you are also noticing periods of the tunnel. Let me Yes, you are noticing places in the tunnel where it briefly widens in certain sections, particularly where you can, Angus, particularly where you notice there are areas of tougher stone, granite, various places of tough rock, where there is a very smooth, sort of hollowed out spherical hollow, and the I'm trying to put it into words here. There are periods where there's a spherical hollow, and the tunnel continues on. Then almost the stone around these spherical hollows is incredibly smooth, like maybe like a 10-foot a 10-foot diameter sphere of rock is just vanished. Yep.
Does it make me think like they used magic to essentially just destroy a bubble of space?
Make an Arcana check.
I'm not good with those.
Hey, everyone gets
And just
one.
crit, just roll high like Erasmus.
17.
Almost. Wait,
Oh,
it doesn't apply. Yeah, because this sheet doesn't do it, but if I'm thinking about it, I'm guidancing myself. 21.
21. Yes, whoever carved this tunnel also used magic to assist. You've heard of the results of this spell. This was likely carved by a disintegrate spell. And if they had access to a disintegrate spell, they were likely very powerful. Whoever was heading this expedition. And you also notice at the very far end of the tunnel ahead, you see these soft glowing lights. This sort of a verdant green colour.
So a powerful caster, something here is glowing soft green. This is not natural. It's definitely magical.
It's at the
And it
very
was done by disintegrate.
it's at the very end of the tunnel. You see this softer humming, this sort of glowing green colour. You're not quite able to see what it is at this distance.
He's gonna point up ahead.
You see that bright green light?
Can Grunka or Sow, either one of you, can you tell what the hell that is?
Can we?
Gronka, make a perception check. You're up front.
Sure. With my.
While he's making that check, I'm gonna ask you, Janner. Is this light static or is it like moving, waving?
It's just softly pulsating. Doesn't seem to be moving.
Why is it disadvantaged?
Because I have exhaustion.
Oh yeah, because you frenzied.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Rip.
In fact, actually,
So no.
I'll give you advantage on this.
Okay, so it's an 11.
Okay,
So that would be.
Yeah, I rolled an 11 and then it's
Because-
plus.
you are actually
+3.
quite familiar with this glow.
Yeah, okay. It's 14.
Okay, 14. Yes, this is familiar to you, Grunker. It is a distinct signature glow of a form of bioluminescent fungus, familiar to as a glow cap. It's native to the deep dark, and it's often used as sources of natural light in Deep Top.
Oh. I had one of these. I call it Hubert. It's some glowy mushrooms up ahead. Grunker's gonna look behind him. Hello? Is anyone there?
Grog is all alone.
Suddenly everyone vanished.
Yeah.
Suddenly, horror movie.
Oh no. Yeah, it's glowy mushrooms. Glow caps, to be precise.
Do they taste good?
No. They taste like
You sure?
Yeah, they taste like I tried. It tastes like you taste like a very you know like a too old fish mixed with chalk.
No. That's quite the description for it.
Yeah, I tried both.
That's concerning.
Anyway,
I still want to try.
okay.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained,
Go
I
take
guess.
a look and find it.
Sure
Angus,
thing.
if that makes your tongue glow, it's on you.
Oh, it makes you poop glow.
Perfect. Nighttime escapades have never been easier.
Yeah, just don't eat too much, or it might stick for a while.
So let's keep going then.
Yeah. They called me Grunka Bluebelly for a while. It wasn't very funny.
I just love that
can only
everyone's
imagine,
patiently
like,
standing behind them.
there's just a glowing spot in his belly that continues to travel through.
Yeah.
Talking about glowing poops while everyone's just lined up behind them.
Yes. So anyway, let's keep going.
Alright.
Yeah, Grunka looks tired, but he also looks a little bit excited because we haven't seen this in however many months we've been up here. Year, I don't know.
You continue past the glow cap, this cluster of glow cap mushrooms. Are you taking any, Angus?
I would like to try.
All right.
Grunka takes one just as a makeshift, like a pretend torch. He doesn't need it, but it's fun to pretend.
All right then. So go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check just to see how many you can gather.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah. I mean, you either I'll say a sleight of hand or a sleight of hand or a survival check. Your choice.
I'll go with survival to harvest this.
Okay,
instead
to
of
it.
sleight of hand to sneakily get something.
21. Yeah, I'll say you managed to gather about 5 of these. I'll add those to your inventory after the game.
Of course.
So you continue past. Continue your journey downwards. Until eventually, the passage seems to reach its terminus. The path forward seems to be obstructed by a collapsed section of earth and stone. But you do, with your passive perception, Sayun, you can hear just beyond it the roaring of a waterfall.
We might be coming up on some water. Hmm.
I hope so. I'm parched.
Hope it's drinkable water.
Sounds like a
we've been
waterfall
going-
or there too.
We've been going uphill, downhill, even
Yeah,
throughout
just
this
it
journey.
is. You've been going downhill throughout this entire escapade. It's been taking you a good half hour at this point.
Okay. Well, if there is water back there, then at least we can avoid it.
Yeah,
Is there any like? There's just a collapsed section of wall, and there's nothing beyond.
The tunnel seems to have reached its end here with a collapsed. Where the tunnel has collapsed, but Sayun can hear the rushing of water beyond.
I mean, do you want to try to clear the rubble?
I mean,
Is this like one of those big bubbles or whatever, like the disintegration bubbles that like Liska can actually be fully can fully stand?
No, this is just this 5 foot by 5 foot section of the tunnel which seems to have collapsed.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we can try to go for it. I mean, Angus has his fists of like skag or whatever they like to call them.
Yep. All right.
I can I can go
I'm
for
all
it.
for it.
All right. So easy enough to do with your with the fists of Skug. You just begin punching away at the rubble here, disintegrating large pieces of rock into fine dust as you do. You continue on for a good a minute or so, working your way through this collapsed section of the rubble, until eventually you clear away the rubble and you punch through a large pile of rocks into air, and this cold burst of wind rushes through the tunnel as the remainder of it collapses away, and the light of your various light sources, the sunblades, your amber runestones, Liska's burning wristband, exits out into this massive, tremendous cavern. You can see the ceiling laden with these small, these pinpoint lights of bioluminescent fungi. You can see a tall, rushing waterfall that continues on into the darkness beyond, rushing about 40 to 50 feet beyond before it plummets down into shadow. You can see these tall glowing crystals of quartz that have captured some of the light from your various runes, from your various light sources. You just punch through into the deep dark.
Ah. Do we want to be here?
I mean,
It's your choice if you want to
just-
continue. It's your choice if you want
The
to
tunnel may
continue
lead
into the
up-
deep dark.
the tunnel may lead up somewhere.
I mean, it has to.
Yeah,
I mean,
but they
unless
may
these
these
cultists
guys came
literally
from
went
somewhere.
through the deep dark.
yeah, they may have traversed through the deep dark to get here. Like they could have gone into the deep dark through another way and then used its natural systems to get nearer.
Which is what I'm thinking happened.
And you gather, with your insight, Angus, the reason why this tunnel may have collapsed was probably the result of the cataclysmic ritual that took place. Maybe
Makes sense to me.
the distant rumbles shook something loose and collapsed the cave itself.
I'm thinking as a player, and I would like to sort of test with some appropriate skill, as you feel, for Angus, that this wasn't a group of people that lived and came only from the Deep Dark, that they used the existing subterranean tunnels where they did not have to dig to navigate through the passageways of the Deep Dark to get where they need to be. Right? Less digging time, less spells cast, having to
Minecraft.
disintegrate. Yeah.
Does, I guess another question to kind of follow up on that, like, if it opens up and like the party is now in an open-ish area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can Liska, like with Angus kind of voicing that, can Liska start looking around for maybe tracks or passages, like if because I feel like not much likely disturbs this place, this area. So if they did leave any tracks or anything, like, you know, there might be some dust settled over it, but like she knows the kind of time, like she's been told the time frame that this stuff happened. She knows about that. Can, like, after Angus makes his roll, can Liska start looking for tracks of like where they might have been?
Sure, go ahead and make me a perception check to see if you can look for any of these tracks.
Well, Angus was going to make a roll, wasn't he?
I was gonna ask if there's an appropriate role that would make sense for me to believe, because I, as a human being, path of least resistance, right?
Ah, right.
I'm coming from somewhere. I get into a tunnel system that I'm a powerful wizard. I know I can handle anything in the tunnel system, and I don't want to have to wait for my peons to dig. And I don't want to have to use my powerful spells to disintegrate and dig. Let's just man boss strut through the existing Underdark tunnels, get where we need to go, and then leave.
Okay, so
They came from somewhere, and they probably weren't always in Underdark.
Okay,
So I don't think we're just going
you're
to the dark. I
you're-
think that's a transitional space.
you're trying to piece together all of this information then.
Yeah, and I guess it's an insight to try and understand
It would
that.
be-
Is what I think would be the closest.
We've been doing investigation checks for all of this, particularly with when Dejar seeks to piece together information. She usually makes an investigation check for this. So this would be an investigation check.
Would it? Okay.
Now,
Because I'm just looking at that investigation. Look around for clues, make deductions based on the clues. Intelligence investigation check. You might deduce the location of a hidden object, discern the appearance of a wound or what kind of weapon or dealt it, determine the weak point of a tunnel that could cause it to collapse.
Batmaning it.
basically,
Batmaning it. Okay. I'm gonna guidance it, so I'm gonna roll the d4 manually afterwards.
All right.
I don't think it'll matter.
Hey, you might break 10.
Not really
Hey,
sure
10. Double
10.
digits.
Where they could have come from.
Sorry, Blacksmith, Dejar.
Jared probably just would have piped up. He would probably have helped him out, at least voicing what he knew about the skeletons,
Okay, all right.
what they were.
So, go ahead and roll again, Angus.
Let's see.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that's
better.
good.
That's better. And the D4.
3.
3, so it's 21,
Oh, yes.
I think.
No, 17.
17.
17.
Okay, so that's
I think it's
better.
7.
I can give you a bit more information. From what you can gather, indeed they would have likely used the natural cave systems of the Deep Dark in order to pinpoint a location that was underneath the tomb of the Dragon Rider, a location which they had likely plotted out beforehand. And in all likelihood, those 8 skeletal corpses that you found within the tomb those were likely some of the individuals that were helping with the excavation, or at least heading it. What remained of whoever else was left behind is... you don't know. Not with the 17. So they likely had the ability of multiple disintegrations to help with that excavation.
It would make sense.
Or other spells that affect stone.
So an extremely high level, either one extremely high level caster over a period of days, or many mid to high level casters, like within a day. And I mean, we did have...
They used Shatter. It's a lower tier spell. They could have made scrolls prepared.
It's true.
Here's the
I
thing.
mean, we don't know how long it took them to plan this and plot this whole thing out. So
True. Just a thought, though. If I was trying to do some devious shit, I would try to make sure that I'm not heard, and I wouldn't want to use spells that someone could probably investigate in deep in the jungle. Who knows?
that is a good point. So it probably would be disintegrate, because that's quote unquote silent. Yeah.
And also, who's gonna hear your spells down here?
Exactly. But if you do it up top, you're going to draw some attention. So
This child's a smart cookie.
disintegrate. Yep.
But it does make me think. It would mean that they would have to know where the temple is. Both in, overworld, also where it would connect in the deep dark, which means somebody talked. Somebody knew.
We only found out about...
find it.
Yeah, we only found out about this room, the shadow room, by happenstance, didn't we? We didn't know its location right off the bat.
Technically, yes and no. It would be more process of elimination, since number of weapons did not match just the number of rooms.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, it required multiple. It required the staff that needed you to clear multiple temples, and I don't know. It's a weird. It's just. It's not the first thing that comes to my mind. It's only I'm saying. Having a second temple, even further down, in the middle. But us mountain folk, demon kin, like to build up instead of down.
Well,
I think
if
this isn't a second temple. I think this is just one temple. Consider this. They built 4 wings for elementals, but a 5th one dedicated to a tomb, the grave. Usually, graves go downward. So it would make sense that they would have a 5th for that.
although, and this is just my scholarly knowledge coming through, they could have, by happenstance, used a library to get information. Or a
So,
map.
are you saying that we should go back to Itzel and ask, or not Itzel, what's his name? The man with the golden face. And ask, who else has been, who else in the thousands of years has asked about this temple?
Yes, because this, one, like you said, too deliberate and well plotted out. We found it by happenstance. Just process of elimination. And they made this a very strategic way to get in, do what they wanted, cause enough destruction, and no one else knew about it until we happened to be down here.
Well, let's see. Hey, Sal, can you help me look for? Because depending on how long they were here, they might have set up camp or left traces. Can you help me look for any tracks or scrapes of where they might have been in preparation for carving this tunnel out of the ground?
Sure.
And so Liska is going to roll her perception, and Sal's
Alright.
going to roll hers.
Sure.
Perception.
Well, 8 and 17. Okay,
Damn.
so Soyun, from what you have gathered here so far, these individuals likely came by here hundreds of years ago. And finding tracks that are hundreds of years old is very difficult. But with a 17, you just manage to scrape by. You catch just on the corner of your eye, right as Relem's sunblade brushes over it, the faintest indents of some sort of boot prints in the stone, indicating that likely the earth here was softer than it was when it was once soft, but has likely hardened over time. You point that out to Liska, which you then notice.
Something like that?
Yes, it is exactly what I am talking about. And with that in mind, Liska is going to see if she can track that.
Yep, make a survival check.
Yay. Alright. And, you know, she's going to look up to Angus, be like, Angus, get your dwarven gods to help look at this this stone stuff. Like, give me some guidance.
He's gonna come peek up over here and he's
So
gonna come
direct.
look. Am I doing a stone cutting on something?
No, you're just giving me guidance. So from my survival check. I mean, you
Oh,
can if you
yes.
want to.
Oh yeah, dwarven cause. Oh, you see, if you do this and you look at that, actually, you can actually see the compression of the sedimentary layers. I'm also gonna take the action. I'm gonna give you advantage.
In that case,
Shabing.
26.
Yo.
28.
28. Okay, so
28.
you all watch as Liska begins to methodically kind of low to the ground, watching her track these boot prints off into the darkness of the deep dark, using only her amber runestone and her wristband as the only guiding light here. Following the river's shores off into the shadow. And you notice there's quite a few boot prints here, about 8 pairs in total from what you can see. Occasionally the stone and silt and dirt and dust will sort of occasionally eat up the tracks for a period of maybe about 15-20 feet before portions of tracks, 2 or 3 pairs, will make themselves visible once more. But they're there, and with enough concentration you can track them.
Yeah, Huntress on the prowl.
Is everyone following suit?
I mean,
Fall after Liska.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alright.
we followed the
else to do?
Huntress.
So you continue on for a good It's taking you a while to follow these tracks. I'll say a good half an hour. Until eventually you kind of you have to squeeze through a number of very tight entryways and holes in the natural rock. If you've ever seen those cave diving gone wrong videos, you'll
I've been
spelunking gone wrong videos where you'll see these very tight crevices even for Liska. It's difficult.
Even for Liska.
Yeah.
Especially for Liska. She says.
But,
Yeah, Liska's having trouble with this. Y'all are just like, this is so roomy.
Liska's
But-
like, yeah, sure, okay.
Thankfully, thankfully, were it not had Angus not attuned to the gauntlets of Skag, I'd give you some checks to squeeze through, not get stuck.
I can just scoop that out of the side, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoop, there you go.
You eventually exit out into a small alcove within the rock, and you can see immediately, Sayan, tattered cloths partly buried within the stone and the silt.
She's not shocked for a moment, but she's just puzzled. And she sort of nudges Angus slightly.
Yes.
I'm not seeing things, am I? And she points to...
What is she pointing at?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you there?
she points out within the darkness to this kind of poking out of a looks like the results of a landslide, partially buried in the gravel and the stone and the dirt, is a tattered cloth, or parts of a tattered cloth.
It was just... No, that's there. After all this time, that's there. I bet it might have been one of the peons that fell and got buried. Oh, maybe he's mummified. You want to go look?
It's worth a shot.
All right. As you both head over, you kind of look at the tattered cloth. Want to push aside some of the rubble? Hello?
I mean, the man got hands.
All right. So you push aside some of the gravel and the rock to see what looks like the old, very, very old remains of some sort of bedroll or tarp. You're not quite sure. But as the rubble is shifted aside, your eyes, Sayun, catch the glint of something metal. And you sort of rummage around, kind of pick it up. Looks like a very, very rusted python. You see there are actually a series of them scattered around.
Brushing aside a bit of dirt, rubble, and whatnot, she'll pick one up and sort of look at it before holding it out toward Angus.
What do you have here?
Looks like a python. Well, an old one. There's more over there. there.
Were they climbing up at the time? Do this rock slide? And this lad didn't make it?
Perhaps.
Both of you make an investigation check. Just a casual natural 20. Okay.
I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just
Uh,
guys,
He was
come on,
asking
break
the question to her.
So this is likely where they
You're
made.
good. I do that.
Okay, so 29. Yes.
through. Close to
This
Elsingar.
this is likely where they made camp, or at least one of their camps. And this is probably the pittons and the cloth. Well, the cloth itself almost frays apart as you try to grab like a fistful of it. Very, very old. Has not. It is waterlogged. It is weathered. It has not survived well down here. The pittons was likely to set up the tent. That has since been crushed by natural rock slides and natural earthen movements.
We'll do it.
Well, either they climbed up here or they were just setting up camp. Probably a tent. Now I'm curious. Why leave this here? I mean,
With your, I'll say, carrying on that investigation check. They likely knew that they were not returning.
sort of. Angus can tell that the look she has is one where puzzle pieces are sort of aligning, which sort of turns to him. What if they knew they weren't, making the trip back?
Oh, sacrificial lads, huh? Makes sense for costs. It does.
This would mean that they were all devoted enough to believe in the cause that they were following here.
Also, that perhaps there's that idea of the afterlife or something like them, where they did not have to worry. Who cares what happens to this body if I'm gonna come back even greater underneath my lord, or what have you?
That seems to be where the limit of your tracking abilities get you, Liska.
All right.
Here in this, the remnants of this leftover camp. In all likelihood, they would have ventured here from elsewhere, probably found some way down into the deep dark, ventured their way through the natural caverns to locate the undercrofts of this specific tomb, and dug their way up to locate their prize.
Seems like a dead end. Well, kind of.
Backing away.
Certainly did.
Oh.
Oh no, good. You're good.
Tracking your way through the Underdark here in order to venture back up to the surface may take you quite a while to do so. Probably days.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it's up to the group, but Liska's gonna be like, well, I think we have followed this as far as we can. We know that this was a suicide mission, and that the individuals that were involved did not think they would be coming back.
So
I
they
have to
probably didn't
concur.
bother marking their path on the way either.
Nope. I
Yeah, if
mean, the
you're up
fact
to
that
some,
we were able to follow them this much is just, a testament to how awesome I am.
but if they were up to some dubious shit like they were, why would you try and plan a way back? Once it's done, it's done.
Yep. So I guess back in the tunnel then.
I would say so.
Sacrificing oneself for a greater reward to the cause, it seems.
I've heard something like that from recent awakened, but I'll save that when we get topside.
I mean, if they had any idea where they were going, they probably just didn't think they were coming back for other reasons. If they failed, then they're good as dead, and they could just die on the way in. I mean, there's a bunch of fucked up shit in that too.
Well, yeah, in the tomb, yes, but underneath it, before the rifts and everything, I would think it would be relatively safe. I still need to figure out what they used, because that's really perplexing for a spell to open up rifts, multiple.
Well, without fucked up shit was, then maybe they didn't do it on purpose.
We'll discuss this as soon as we get back up to that.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't care.
Yeah.
It could just be a side effect of, their magic.
Well, here's the thing. Those rune scraps of parchment that they had, it seemed like from what I could gather from the 4 pieces I got, a very modified spell. If I could look at all of them, I could probably tell you what it was intended for, regardless if they didn't care for the collateral. I would
might
rather
have
do
picked
that.
up a couple.
I could probably look at those together when we get back up. Not just to the camp, but back upwards, where we started from. And I really don't think going through wherever this place is productive.
All right.
If we feel it's not productive, we can turn back.
How does everyone else feel about that?
Well, I do know that we will be without at least one of the weapons, because it was taken by the giant that was brought back to life.
We got everything we can out of here, so that's as good a job as we're doing.
Okay. So, walking and talking, making your way back towards the tunnel. You retrace your steps back up towards the hole, using Angus's helpful spiral staircase you crafted with his gauntlets. You make your way back up into the tomb proper.
Well, I'm sorry, lads. I was hoping there'd be some kind of buried treasure or hoard. Having quite literally nothing here is... except wounds. It's a bit disappointing, isn't it?
Well, not a total loss. We figured out how these schmucks came in, and we could probably tell the Archmage about it, so it's not an entire loss. Of valuables, yeah, but knowledge, not so much.
I figure we got plenty out of this place already.
Now, as to get the hell out of here,
But I want more.
Yeah,
Angus,
only thing I can think of is you turning into birds and flying us up, but it was a long way down.
I can just make another little stairway. I
But
mean,
you're
some of
gonna
that was worked, mind you, so I'll have to dig through some of the narrow bit and then just bust the cap of the ceiling off, which would be the new floor, eh? But that
Oh.
saves, because ain't no one gonna carry Liska. Let's
Now,
be fair.
Here's a thought. Here's a thought. Do you remember when, before
Yeah,
all
thought?
this went
I'm just
down,
kidding.
that
Okay.
I suggest
Here's a thought.
to either to we get the fuck out of here, via teleportation?
Yes, I distinctly remember that. I did bring it up a bit, but you all seemed very occupied by the hole here. So I wasn't going to impose.
I would like to bring this up again. We could teleport the fuck out of here. No work.
Yeah, wouldn't that take us somewhere else though?
No. Well, yes, it depends. But if we want to teleport back up to the campsite, spend the day for a bit, and then, plan on getting back to the library, that could be a good rest in between.
Are we gonna leave Vadima down here alone for that then?
No, listen,
I think she means teleporting us to the tower, to your lovely little tower, Angus.
Yes,
Ah,
that's exactly.
you said campsite. I thought you meant he points to Ida. Her campsite.
No.
I didn't even know you could do that. I thought you could only go to
If you
exact places.
magic is hard to explain. I'll leave it to Ida to explain it, because right now I am.
No, I've got
indulged
it.
with-
I've got it. Just
No,
when I
it's just
seen it
I'm-
used, it was to specific places.
I can.
I'm just saying. Right now, I'm just done with shit. Right now, just
I
do
can
what you-
teleport us up back to the tower. I would. My only method of teleportation afterwards would be to teleport to a waystone.
Question, Ida. Do you know the waystone to what is it? The Library of Kasali, by chance?
I do. I have familiarized myself with the waystone when I approached Mr. Ascuttle with my original proposal to lead an expedition down here.
Okay, so that settles it. Technically, he can teleport us back up to Angus's tower. We grab our things, and
If you would allow me, I should like to write down my notes on this place. I'd need a bit of time. I would need a bit of time to do so, just to have them ready to present to the Archmage.
that's
How much
not-
time would you need?
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure most of us would like a rest.
Yeah, that's the reason why I said a day, not just up and going off scone immediately.
We could take a day's rest if you all so choose. It would give me time to get my notes in order.
Out of character, Jenner, has it been long enough for us to have a long rest? Because we've been running into that habit a lot lately, where we can assume
That's
that we
true.
can.
That's true.
We can take the day off from this point forward
Mhm.
because Snake is in no shape to do much right now.
Yep. That's fair.
Because she needs that before anything happens. We need the long rest so I can create a restoration and she can get her strength back.
That is true.
Because I don't
So,
think
yeah.
long resting restores your stats; it just heals your health.
In
does
this
Yeah.
case, long rest I think does cure, just specifically based off of the creature. Like a long rest would cure the drain.
Did
How much of it? All of
Does-
it? Or
The
just
Does
some
it
of
the
say
it?
wording
it
of the
does?
ability.
I mean, Jenner said that before when we
Maybe-
talked about it.
Sure, I
Last
mean,
session.
I can double check.
Please do.
Until the
but
target
do
finishes.
we know that?
Actually, you just took a short rest, didn't you?
Yeah.
All those black veins around Dajar have vanished.
It's
Oh, so it's
literally
short
just a short rest.
Man, that's easy potatoes.
Yep. Target.
Oh, well, that's...
Target dies if this reduces its strength to 0. Otherwise, the reduction lasts until the target finishes a short or long rest.
Huh.
There you go.
Huh.
There you go. Saves Angus' spell slot.
All right. Well, that's convenient.
That is very convenient.
Yeah, so that went from greater restoration to long rest to short rest.
Yeah. So, yep, Dajar, you're feeling a lot better now.
Good. Great.
Well, maybe we can get you to say the same.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Great.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that-
out
that-
of character. The
that
plan
sleep is exactly what
just
the
so I
giant
have it
needed.
clear. So just so it's clear in my head, we are either teleporting to the camp, then we are taking the rest of the day to recoup, and then we are teleporting to library for the rest of the trip.
Using the teleportation bar, teleportation circle. Yeah, either way, whichever he either decides to use it. And I'll be real, I
Okay.
don't know the sequence to it.
Just wanted to make sure I got it clear in my head, that's all.
Very well. I suppose in that case, if you're all comfortable with it, feel free to gather around. I'll prepare my my spells. As she kind of grasps.
He'll sort of pipe up. Isn't there some sort of problem that can happen with teleporting?
Oh, not if I've been there myself.
There's nothing that can go wrong?
It depends how familiar one is with the destination. If, say, you're very familiar with the location, then yes, there is a. I'll say, give it a 25% chance of something going wrong. Not unless I have. She kind of thinks to herself. Do you have anything from the tower itself?
No.
Oh, I figured you'd just be taking us to your fancy magic house thing.
Oh well, I can't.
Isn't that a weird portal planar thing?
That's
No, I figured you're familiar with it.
yes, but it is merely an imitation of my library. If I were to teleport you to my library with which has the permanent circle, or the permanent waystone imbued within it, then we'd be travelling halfway across the world to Ragnarok, and I'm sure you don't exactly want to be there right now.
So it's because it's a copy, you can't go to that place.
Yes.
He'll take you to what it's based on. Right,
Yes.
okay, that's weird, but...
It's
Alright.
limited.
And it's a home away from home. But regardless, if no one has any item from Angus's tower, then I suppose we're going to have to go in raw, as they say.
How about
Angus
more?
is sort of scratching his chin. He's thinking.
Now, I like to think of myself as quite the competent caster, so I don't think it should.
Are you sure you don't want me just to dig up? It's
When I-
clear that Angus is not very enthused with teleportation. A reoccurring theme.
Well, if you want
Well-
to spend the effort to dig a tunnel up, then I am not going to stop you.
Yeah, you're gonna be alright with that, Angus. It sounds like a fun time for a dwarf, but that is a long way to dig up.
Oh,
Plus, you
I'm
gotta
sure
make, you
it'll
gotta
be
make it big enough
fine.
for
Plus,
us to get through.
Oh no, I'm taking the teleportation. It's like, I trust Ethan.
I mean, she is a very powerful mage. Okay, so I trust her with her skills and her magic. Not that I don't trust
oh, I'm
you-
not saying that. I'm just, you know.
You really want to
Just-
dig.
Just be frank with it.
Yes, that's what it is. I just like digging. That's.
Just
Let's go look down at Sal, like standing in front of her.
Insight.
It's just like Sal, how do you feel? Like, do you want to teleport or what?
Teleportation is faster by a long shot. However, I can understand Angus's discomfort with just, for lack of a better word, snapping the fingers and there you are.
does question, those gauntlets, do those give you a form of, how would I put it, the ability to feel the vibrations around you? Because unless you are a mole who is adept at seeing underground, particularly looking through, well, seeing through stone, it may be an issue in navigating your way upwards. You may end up popping out in an empty hollow in the earth. That's my worry, and we don't want to lose you.
I mean, Angus,
Ida,
the
can I show you something?
Of course.
I learned this from a smart smart little lad. He said it was some testing method. Watch this. He jumps. He lands on his feet. He looks down. That's down. He looks up. That's up.
Boy.
I don't have to necessarily even see. I know which way's up because it's not where my feet are.
I'm not talking about the way up or down. I'm simply saying that if you end up digging out up into some other section of the underground, that's all.
if
My
I may,
plan
But if you feel confident
Was
enough
to
to do that, by all means, I put my trust in you.
he sort of sighs at that. Be like, I put my trust in you with the teleport too. I was just gonna go outside of the great cylinder that was that
It could certainly be an option.
elevator and use it as a guide.
I was about to say, your effect on stone, it only works for raw natural stone, right?
Right?
Then it would make sense that you could follow along the outside of the tunnel upwards.
You could
That was the plan.
You could certainly make use of the various crevices and cracks as well. Find your way up to the intersection.
And to
And it
add
might be
to-
worthwhile to leave some sort of path your people could follow back down here to investigate this.
Very
Unless
true.
you're going to come back and teleport each and every one.
I was about to just say, having an actual pathway that is walkable instead of lowering people down by X amount of hundreds of rope.
I mean, they might be able to fashion an elevator.
Well, that's their problem.
How would you first get to the bottom with the supplies to build it?
Well,
don't
you'd
say
start at the
that.
top, and then you would lower down the supplies down.
I'm being cheeky.
It's hard to tell. Your cheeks are so far away.
They are. They are.
Angus, if you
cheek
don't,
aside,
if you don't want to teleport with me, I will not force you.
I just really don't like teleporting and what it does to my tummy.
Very well.
Okay, out of character, I gotta clarify again, because there was a lot of back and forth there. Is it everyone's following the dig? Or is it some people are getting teleported? What's the dealio?
Sounds like a lot of people are getting teleported, and Angus is digging.
I'm not entirely sure if other people are doing. He's suggesting that because he clearly is uncomfortable with teleporting. He does not like it.
So I was likely gonna stick around with Angus.
Yeah, same.
So you got like 4 going with Angus, and the rest want to teleport. Okay, that's what the consensus is.
Yep, stick together.
Dejal,
All right.
that amulet I gave you.
Yes.
Would you part with it for a moment and give it to Angus, just in case?
He has a small frown and just okay. I sure.
What is this thing I'm supposed to what now?
Teleportation anchor. Just in case you get lost. We can wait about an hour up at the camp. If you get lost, I can try to teleport to you, given I have enough time to rest. And we can get you out of a pickle.
I'm not gonna get lost. I promise you that.
It's a safety precaution, Angus, just in case. You're possibly not going to use it, but think of it as a lifeline. I think is the term.
You're clearly not wanting to get rid of it. I could tell from that frown. And to be honest with you, I kind of don't want it.
Ida kind of looks at Angus for a moment and... Yeah, very well, very well. I did say I put my trust in you.
But for your peace of mind, I spent years upon years in winding dwarven mines. This is easy. And if I ever get lost, I just follow the path back down, stand in the middle of the elevator, and I'll scream. I promise you'll hear me.
Very well.
Well, I mean, me and Sal will definitely hear you, because we'll be here.
Yeah, or she can also just shoot her gun up in the air and you'll see that firebolt just squeal like a flare. It'll be fine.
Don't worry, Ida, we'll keep an eye on him.
Very well. Who wants to teleport with me?
I know I do.
I
Sorry,
could
just-
use a rest.
So let's do a show of hands. Let's in
Like
the
herding
chat.
cats.
If you were in the chat, if you are going, type 1. If you are staying, type 2.
Wait, party chat or game chat?
Game
I
chat.
did game chat, okay.
Oh,
The
the
old
radio is
radio.
going. That's good.
Ah, fuck you. Fucking. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So everybody, and
Oh,
obviously
get rid of that.
Thule and obviously Thule and them are going. So it's going to be Vellum, Sao, and Angus sitting and waiting for Angus to do the couple days work of carving back up. Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't think
it'll
it's going to
be
be a
quick.
couple days worth.
Probably
mean,
Maybe
it's
like a few hours.
It's 300. It's getting up to 80 feet to the ceiling. Then it's 300 feet vertical beyond that. And you're doing a winding path in a spiral, which increases the distance you're doing by like 10, if not more.
It's a to get back to the tower. I did say in party chat. It's about 600 feet, including
so double that.
including the intersection that you came to with the puzzle, the brazier, and then
But I also have a magical burrow speed that can leave a tunnel behind.
Yep.
So I'm not carving.
okay.
I mean, it's still.
I am scooping.
You'll
Let's
just
see.
dash and dig every time. So.
Say how? Hey, Jenner.
Yep.
Quick question: how wide across was the? How wide across was the tunnel? I guess, or the elevator column?
Oh, about 5 by 5 feet. Oh no, sorry, no, the other one. Yeah, I
I
see.
was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
It's 30 feet. Looks like it's a 30-foot across.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on while I math real quick.
Math.
The bane of all D&D, right next to Shetterling, it's math.
But regardless, let me go ahead and roll that D100.
Okay. What's your burrowing speed?
I believe it's 10. So I can
Okay.
go up to 20.
Watch it be that 25% chance and they just end up somewhere else. And then
So
it's
it's-
like, we're right.
Ooh.
Oh,
There you go.
400.
Oh shit. 100.
So there's your fun one.
So it's total distance 56,000 feet, 56,500 feet, give or take. At 20 feet, if you're dashing,
Every 6
That's-
seconds.
that's every 6 seconds. That's 28, 27. Hold on.
How are you coming to this math?
That is 16,964 rounds. Oh wait, no, sorry. Hold on. I did multiply instead of divide. That is 471 rounds. So divided
Entirely
by
doable.
10, that's 47 minutes.
Okay,
In
that's
less than
not
an
bad.
hour.
That's not bad.
Yeah, the length of a spiral, you take the circumference of a cylinder times the height.
Math.
And
I believe
that's-
this-
And what, that's calculated at 45?
No.
I believe this
I
is
think so.
what you refer to as, in air quotes, just dwarven things. How
Yeah,
long does it
I
take
mean,
you to
it-
make it spiral upward? About less than an hour.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bearing in mind, you also have the gap between the top of the floor of the intersection and the ceiling of the intersection. So you have to go like right around the entire circumference of the chamber there. But regardless,
Like an hour.
Yeah,
That should be doable.
47 minutes to like an hour, maybe like 2 hours if you really get stuck. That should be fine.
We'll be back by lunch.
Yeah. So, with a wave of her hand, Ida takes us, Dejar, Thule, and Grunker, and Liska.
Yeah, let's go to just to like we have damage and tanky people down, so
All right.
leaving behind, and I'd like to have damage and tanky people up top too.
With a bright flash of purple light, they vanish. And shortly before, Ida gives you a nod, Angus, and they disappear, leaving three of you leaving Angus to sort of roll up his non-existent sleeves in his armor and begin work on the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so how do you want to do this, Angus? Do you want us to give you space? Do you want us to follow behind?
A little bit of space would be best.
I will say, for the sake of brevity here,
Dig, dig, dig.
I'll say it takes you about maybe an hour, 20 minutes or so. It's sort of navigating your way past the past the massive gaping ravines, which briefly stop your progress and having to find a way around them, lest you kind of knock out one of the walls and then sort of fall out into one of the ravines below. It's a bit of a complicated higgledy-piggledy journey upwards. Yeah, but you do manage to.
Not
Never heard of that before.
Man.
But eventually, I'll say, like, in order to sort of try to break through some worked stonework as you exit out into the main campsite here, go ahead and make me an athletics check with the gauntlets. I'll say with advantage, because you deal double damage to structures. Oh, does anyone want to stream for Kraz as well? She's in the call. 23.
It's gonna be a little hard because Vice just vanished.
Oh no,
Might have had connection issues.
maybe. Oh, there he is.
Fucking Discord boofed me out.
So, about, I'll say about an hour and... Yeah, easy. An hour and 20 minutes into your brief respite here in the camp, you hear far on the other side of the hallway this dull thud. Thud. And then crunch as rubble, and as you hear the sound of rubble and stone giving way. And you exit, the rest of you exit out into the main thoroughfare of the chamber, about a good 20 feet up from the ground.
As it just breaks through, all you just hear is just bad dwarven singing about another day down in the mines, digging a hole. I sold my silver to the company store, you know.
Yeah. A number of the researchers kind of look on, baffled, as you exit out into the. You effectively kind of break open part of the wall here, sort of 20 feet up from the ground. A few pieces of rubble splintered down onto one of the tents, partly collapsing it to a few curses intosion from the researchers.
I think you overshot, Angus.
No, I'm right where I needed to be.
Up off the ground.
But here maintains the spiral. If you did it any other way, there'd be a sudden turn in the rail tracks and it wouldn't be able to follow properly.
Right, well, I'd like to get out of the tunnel now.
A few of the researchers call out for a rope.
Okay.
And they manage to help you down.
Well, I'm dusty as all heck, and I need a bath.
You and me both. He's so
I
just
will
dusting,
set up the bath.
patting dust off himself.
Actually,
Alright. Oh,
Miss Ida, may I bribe you?
You yell out with the various people around.
yeah. You see, as you kind of approach the campsite, Ida's sort of set up a small table here for the meantime, and is busy writing her notes in a series of neatly scrawled scrolls here. You can see she's set up an ornate scroll case to one side for storage purposes for when she hands it over to Etzel eventually. She turns her head.
Nerd table.
Yeah, it is very much a nerd table.
Hmm.
It depends with what, Angus.
He holds up a brown sort of elliptical object covered with dark spots. This, if you can please do a porcupigation for me.
Prestidigitation.
You know, the thing. And he... Yes! That's the one. We've got a lot of dust. And I will give this to you in return.
Very well, throw it over here. And she kind of conjures a mage hand.
And he throws her a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh. Mage hand catches it.
It's covered in dust.
Ah, I see.
Only the little bit that his fingers were touching.
Delightful, Angus, thank you. And with that, she waves her hand. All the dust
Angus
evaporates from it.
T-poses and spins for it to kind of power wash him.
Think of both like a jet wash.
Yeah.
Pretty much just magic.
So, you'll stay here for the day. If you want, we can do a little bit of roleplay here, or we can sort of skip ahead to your long rest, or we can do a little bit of
how much time
crafting.
of the day is left?
I'll say a good. A good
Didn't
20 odd.
anticipate having any time for crafting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A good 20 hours actually. So you've got a fair bit of time for crafting.
Oh Jesus!
You
Were we only down there for 4 hours?
you weren't down there for long.
Well, shit, that's a lot more time. I'll need a minute.
Welcome to.
No, usually I'm
What-
prepared. I thought when we came out we'd just be fucking leaving.
No.
Yeah, if you want to do some crafting now, or if you want to do it like after the game, feel free. It's your choice.
I don't think I could finish anything in that time, so I will do it after the game.
Okay. Right.
May solicit people's help, but otherwise.
So, what would you like to do? Would you like to? Would you all like to kind of fast forward ahead?
I mean, yeah, we can. And what else? So, what do we have left to do within this place?
Well, I
Because it
think that
seems
was
like we've
really.
pretty much looted everything.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, researched and acquired everything.
Oh, and
We've acquired
We've
everything.
secured
Yeah,
the
we-
artifacts.
Indiana Jones did.
So we
and-
basically cleared every wing out when we went through it, so we don't need to really backtrack. We got the main objects bar one, which was not
taken
there because plot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're pretty Gucci.
because Maria.
Yeah.
that fucking joke.
Check
that
the old
I
quest
swear.
log.
Look, if he's remembered, it's a good thing.
Yep, we got pretty much ticks for everything on the old quest log for Tomb of the Dragon Rider.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are officially done with it shithole. this
I can't-
this lovingly designed shithole.
Yeah,
This-
that
this
really
side
helped.
quest, the side quest that was entirely necessary.
That was very
but
useful
damn,
and important.
Damn.
Well, I hope you guys
But we
enjoyed
have been
it.
underground for days, so we're
Yes.
still.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, as you spend those 20 odd hours, maybe doing a bit of crafting amongst yourselves, Ida very busy, busying herself, writing up every single last detail she can about the tomb. You know, she's been writing the occasional notes. You've seen her as she's joined you throughout the tomb. Mainly why she's been quiet in many places. But by the end of it, you can see these very neatly scrawled texts combined with these intricate diagrams of the various tombs. You can see the detailed layouts. You can see what looks
Could
like.
I actually help with that?
Oh yeah.
I imagine she's a genius, but he also is super interested why he knows the language. He's super interested in the history and the technology and everything of it. He'd be very interested because he's not just here to looting, and he wasn't just bullshitting when he said that he wants these things or whatever, you know, or why. Like, he's actually interested, and he'd like to help her with the research and understand some of these things.
Yeah.
He might omit certain information like the recipes and stuff because he's worried about security, of course, in conflict of interests.
Yeah, the
everything else, the
elemental metals. Yeah, she doesn't know the exact recipes of the elemental metals. So yeah, you're Gucci.
And she hasn't seen the tablets, and he's gonna omit that information. He's not going to lie about it. It's just that
she's seen the
you'd like to
tablets
help her
that
with.
she's seen the tablets that you lot gave her.
I don't know.
Which
Oh,
is
those.
The
not
ones
the
we've seen
recipe.
to show her what you show her.
It was the star map and
And the ones
his
that
historical.
you, the ones that you sort of deliberately said out loud about the
Yes.
So yeah, just
Those,
those.
yes. The secret recipe ones have pretty much just Angus and Bill.
yes.
And
Minus
Snack,
that one
because
that
she
Dejar became
transcribed
aware
a
of.
couple of them.
Actually, 2. We'll get into that one later.
Yeah.
The plan is, as the character, bring you in on that when we don't have her around because, again, conflict of interest.
I
That
heard
was
none
it
of
with
that,
me.
Mr. Whisper.
Am I whispering?
Anyway, moving on.
That's cool, as long as the people who needed to hear it heard it. I just need to adjust you, that's all.
Oh, okay.
So, you managed to help her with the giant pieces of giant language. She reads and writes giant as well, but two minds working on this together makes these notes very, very detailed. You kind of help point her out the various layouts of the tombs that were missed. You can see. Again, very, very nice and neat handwriting from her. She's very well organised with all of her notes. And there's various detailed maps and layouts. There's various intricate schematics of some of the things that you've all seen in the tombs. The ritual circle in the lightning chamber. The Stormborn Temple, the ways the various pillars moved within the Stone Speaker archives, the forge in the Flame Forged temple, burial ground, the various texts written upon the tiles within the Frostsworn clan's tomb about the Jarl and his life's history, about how he was an individual who took who carved totems and imbued the powers of the wild within himself. It's all very detailed. And as you will finish up, she kind of rolls up each individual scroll, slides them in the scroll case. Well, thank you, Angus. Your help has been invaluable here. Not just here, but writing these, but throughout the tomb.
Thank you for accompanying us and, I believe, leading this expedition.
Oh,
It's been a great piece of history.
You've been the vanguard of this expedition. Toon and I, we've just been observing from behind.
Yes. Well, all things in team efforts, eh?
Indeed. I suppose if I ever organise another one of these expeditions, I think I might call upon your group once more. If you're up for that challenge,
Please
of
do.
course.
I'm certain there's some of us that would be very happy to help.
Right, it's been a long day. How about we get some rest?
I agree.
Alright, and with that... Oh,
Quick
go ahead.
thing.
Yep.
At some point during the course of this day, because it's something that just popped to mind, Velm will approach Ida at some point. Doesn't matter when.
Mm-hmm.
Moment at your time. Ida.
Angus finishes that conversation and sees Vellum approaching Ida.
There we go.
Oh, I can. I
Take
have to
your turn,
flex.
buddy.
I didn't want it super overlapping. Either way.
Yes.
It seems like a trip, I guess. What do you call it?
Expedition.
That's the one. That's coming to an end, and we will probably split ways at the library. With that in mind, if we ever have need of contacting you, how might we go about that?
She kind of thinks for a moment. Well, you do have quite the competent wizard at your within your group. Just simply have her send me a message.
We'll do.
It's been a
See
pleasure
if I can
working
get
with
one
all
of
of
them
you.
fancy stones. Oh, sorry, I was lost in my own thought.
No, it's been a pleasure working with all of you.
And likewise, it's been nice chatting with you too.
She gives you a polite nod. But I'm about to. Go ahead.
No, that was me. That was me coughing. You forget I have to press my throat to do this
Oh,
voice.
yes. But regardless, I'm about to turn in for the evening. And I'd recommend you all do the same. It's been a very, very long day.
Yes. Right, well, rest easy, Ida.
She gives you a nod and retires to her magnificent mansion.
Her big, fancy, magical mansion.
Yes. So, go ahead and you can all feel free to take a long rest.
Hooray!
Huzzah!
I keep
It's
forgetting
one
what the
with
button
the
is.
tent.
That is the one with the tent. Yes.
It's way at the top. It's a triangle.
I'm so tempted to just hit the level up button.
It's there.
So sadly you don't level up with that button in this sheet.
Damn it.
It's on the. It should be on the features tab.
Why do I still
Tell
have?
them where it is.
At the very top, where you see your class, you see the 12 there. If you go to the edit mode,
Question.
the top left, you'll be able to edit your
Oh,
levels.
I see it.
But-
Question: are we doing watches, or is it just that we're safe enough that we don't need to?
We got a shit ton of people around us.
Yes, this
Yeah, I
place
think
has
it's
become
sure.
this place has become a massive hub of research and activity. You can see there are individuals looking up towards that hole that Angus made in the wall, and you can see that they're starting to make plans to construct some sort of method to utilize that.
Well, he did give him a way to go down.
It doesn't matter where the room is. The room can change. The spiral has to be right so that way it works for the rails to transport your goods.
If it works, it works.
Damn
So
right
the
I'm
morning
getting
comes,
Mhm.
or whatever fuck time it is.
Morning comes, and probably one of the first things that Ida says to some of these researchers, I would recommend waiting before you lead a troop down there. She mentions to them about the still open rifts to the Blacklands that are still down there. That need to take time to reseal themselves.
Yes, good. Cause fuck that.
Vellum would be up relatively early. I mean, obviously. Besides Sneck, who has her own fucking problems, who's likely to be up next?
up to you.
Angus is also going to be up because he tends to get up on the earlier side because he normally has to prepare camp and the steam hammer and do his morning crafting.
So it's become a habit, yeah. Even though after that,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. It was
Even if he's not doing that, he's in that circadian rhythm.
Yeah. Was just deciding who I spoke to. Anyway, Vellum's up and about, prepping his things. Sees Angus about. Angus, you got a sec.
Oh, hello.
Morning.
How'd you rest?
Sorry, there was fireworks.
How did you rest?
Better than I thought I would. That's the strange part. After everything, I figure I'd be tired as shit. Why is my health 1, Jenner? What are you doing
sorry,
to me?
I'm getting rid of the death wards because those would have. Okay, yeah, hang on.
It's Angus's special death wards. If you dispel them, they kill you.
They last forever, but when they don't, you die.
The
Give me a
second
sec.
it goes away,
Give me a sec.
your life is forfeit.
Good thing my
It's
life is
fine, I had full
forfeit.
health. Sorry, that just got me. Because I have my sheet open for rolls and shit, and I just saw my life plummet to 1.
Also, all of your extra health from the Hero's Feast is gone.
Yeah, I figured. Anyway. After everything that happened yesterday, I thought I'd be just shattered. I thought I'd just struggle to get out of bed like I have done. But I was kind of fine.
Good. It's not easy, you know, going through these things and getting a good night's rest after there's a lot of reasons not to. But I'm glad that you did.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sense of it. I mean, what we fought yesterday, it was... I'll be honest, it was a lot close to the Morbog.
It was.
Dark
wasn't it?
Place, Black Dragon. A lot of similar shit. So I was worried going in.
But did you get through it?
Yeah, I know a few of us came out worse for wear, but... And I know we had a lot of prep to give us the best shot we could. But it was still a dark place with the Black Dragon. Or as closest to
right.
one that we could come across. But here I am, I was fine when we got back up, and I was fine when I woke up. I mean, I still get some dreams, but they're not as bad as they have been, and I still think about what happened when everything's quiet, but I slept fine.
Good. You know, there's always a lot of reasons that we think things will not be okay. I'm reminded of a saying that when you're in the dark and you look for a light, well, you'll find it. But if you're in the dark and you look for the darkness, that's all you'll ever see. You bring about the things that you look for, not necessarily the things that are, right?
Maybe I'm coping a lot better than I thought I did.
Maybe you are. Maybe wounds take time to heal, and sometimes they leave scars. It doesn't mean that they were never there, and it doesn't mean that they're still open. You've recovered from it, you've grown, you've changed, you've toughened up. And you can still look at the scar and you can still think about the time when it was a wound. But it's no longer a wound. It's just a memory.
At the notion of scars and that sort of talk, as Angus is talking, Bam's just sort of, almost out of some kind of reflex or reaction, just sort of raises a hand to his cheek where the claw-like marks are still very present. Not like open wounds, but they've healed long since, but stayed as scars.
You'll feel that sting from her claws. She slapped you and did far more damage than anyone would expect.
You chose the word scars for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like some of the scars probably won't ever go away, but like you said, they're not wounds anymore. And I might be stronger for getting through it. Not even though I thought it was.
I agree, lad. Which is stronger? The clump of just ore, the piece of metal that's been melted down under the great heat and pressure of the forge, or that same piece of metal that then has been beaten upon for time after time until it finally is in the shape that it needs to be. Maybe you just need to go from that ore to that metal bar. And that means something somewhere out there, and he does the little gesture with his hand, has to beat you into shape.
Feel plenty
Who
beaten
knows?
already.
Aye? Do you think it'll be the last time you're beaten?
Not with my luck. But I'm still a work in progress.
You're damn right. He points towards wherever his sore side would be. Don't forget. Just don't forget.
Well, part of me wants to, but shouldn't.
Nope. Because remember, lad, you aren't the one shaping yourself. Those impurities will come and go.
We'll just see what kind of blade I am by the end of it.
Maybe you're gonna be one of those ones that are made of the different metals that have all the different patterns on it. Hey? And that's what all your scars are for.
Well, that would just all be
He's
semantics.
obviously being cheeky.
Fellow was cheeky right back. Well, finally out of this place. Can't say I'll miss it.
I'll miss it. I'll miss it when I'm far, far away and can't shoot it anymore. Then I'll miss it very easily.
I think Ida might take issue with you, shooting anything at this place.
Well, it shot its best shot at us, so fair's fair. Anyway, let's leave. I'm done here.
Yep. Once everyone's up and ready, we'll get the fuck out of here.
By
That'll
the
get back
by,
Get back to
Can
prepping
you-
to get the fuck out of here.
can you do me a favor?
Yeah, sure, what do you need?
Can you maybe drop some hints at the jar for me that I might want to try that coffee thing again? I have a feeling I'm going to need it. I'm gonna
I
have a
presume
few
Dejara is
busy
up because
days.
she also does morning prayers. Spice?
Dejara is. You've noticed that Dejara's been away from the tower in a almost like a obsidian magical bubble.
Oh, she's been sleeping outside again.
Yeah,
She's
she's
been
been in
doing
her
it
little tiny hut.
Yeah, her
for a
snake
while
dog.
now. She hasn't come out like she normally does for morning prayer or meditation.
Well,
Just kind
I'll drop those hints if you can go check on her.
Okay. And with that, he then begins walking through and ringing the dinner bell. Time to eat! Rise and shine!
Ding, 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 ding. So, now sound travels very far within this within this area. It is
Oh no, of
gargantuan.
course I came in.
Yeah, you can hear just hear
Monsters from far and wide come towards the sound.
suddenly a dragon.
Little did you know, we're the dinner. No,
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
dragon, I'm the only one who's gonna be eaten.
But yeah,
Deserved.
you sound the dinner bell. A lot of the researchers are also coming out, woken up by this. Well, it says dinner bell, breakfast bell, but they have their own. They have their own area to. Their own food prep area. I've forgotten the bloody term. Catering. There we go. They have their own catering stations. And breakfast is served by you, Angus.
Do they have like a full-on kit?
Uh,
Or are they making do?
I imagine they've got like a catering tent.
I mean, at this point, yeah, they've been down here a few days now.
Oh, wow.
Supplies have been.
So
ferried
they have a
down.
little more tools and supplies set up than I do? Because I have my cook's utensils, but they have... it's almost like they have a
I mean, they
semi-permanent
probably prepped to
kitchen
be
kind
in
of
a
thing.
location for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of like military kitchens.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
something similar to that.
I might want to see if I can borrow their station.
They'll likely only let you do that if you're providing for the whole entire research crew.
Sounds
Yeah,
like a
that
challenge.
sounds fair.
All right, then. Fair enough.
That sounds like a dwarven challenge.
Roll me a.
Oh god, he's gonna make them fucking. He's gonna make them a meal so good they're gonna be like any other time they're getting fed here. It's just gonna be like
It's
Aw,
not the
man.
same. They're just gonna break down crying each time they get a meal thereafter. Yeah, go ahead and
That,
roll.
or
a-
it will permanently be better because I'm about to season their cast iron in a way they
Oh,
have
there you
never
go.
had before.
Go ahead and roll me a check with your cook's utensils.
Do they have like a little side chef guy or the dudes that would be cooking that could give me help?
Sure. We'll say for the sake of it. Sure. They've got
Cool.
they've got
I'm
all
gonna
sorts
lead
of
with the
meats down
guidance.
here. They've got they've got theropod meats. They got raptor meats. They've got hadrosaur haunches. Surprisingly, it's a very meat based What's the term?
Oh, fucking look at that.
Diet?
33.
God damn.
Yeah.
Guidance already applied.
4-star restaurant out here.
Pretty much. It is not just a 4-star. It is a 5. It has suddenly become a 5-star restaurant atmosphere down here with Angus briefly in charge. I mean, I can let you describe it if you want.
I don't know how I would describe that. I'll just describe it with this in the party chat.
The Swedish chef. Okay. Sure. Yeah, lots of exotic ingredients that we've never actually seen before as a dwarf. Not many of these ingredients get
Wow, I'm gonna make the best fucking. Can I make bacon out of that? Probably.
Probably.
Can I make eggs out of that? I'll try.
Everything will be.
Will this
bacon.
be a garnish? It is now.
Although interestingly, not a lot of milk to be had down here, or in Tanzania in general. They mainly substitute that with eggs, dinosaur eggs.
Dude, Wait, hold on.
Protein, and more
Talk to me,
protein.
Jug.
This guy's
Does it work?
toolish. You could probably become a milk cow.
Sake. No.
No.
Baz.
No. Denied. Get out of here with that.
Does my alchemy jug make milk? No, but it does make
Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
That's like milk, right?
Holy shit, it makes soy sauce. Dude, we're about to have the most crazy fucking stir-fry veggie shit possible.
For breakfast.
It's mostly meat. Replace the vegetables.
No, honestly, it's
with
probably
meat.
going to be mayonnaise, and he's going to make like a breakfast stroganoff type thing.
All right then.
Well, that's better.
Easy enough to do with a 30 whatever. Yep.
Suddenly, dwarven breakfast burrito.
Yep. Researchers flocking to this food tent left and right. You have suddenly become the center of attention here at camp. But regardless,
Well, since Angus is distracted. Does Dajar come out of her bubble?
yes.
No, he does not. He is still in
Give a
there.
little sigh. Right, well, he's got himself mixed up in some nonsense. I better go check. And he's gonna go over and, as he doesn't know shit, he's gonna try and knock on the dome like an idiot.
The moment you try, you fell your face through.
Fist through. Yeah, if I was mean, I would punch her for Bunny, but you know. Oop. Nope, that's not it.
Just knock, knock, pff, donk.
Pretty much. He thinks it's solid, so he goes to knock and it goes.
I mean, to be fair, other times you've had that magical shit, it's solid.
Yep, but he's right now is not solid. I can choose to do it if I want to or not.
Designate
dome.
other people to pass through.
He
Yep,
just
so-
wiggles his hand in. Dajar, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, the Yara can hear you. What is it?
Well, it's morning and Angus is cooking food. You should come out and eat something.
You can hear just a slight edge in her voice. I'll come later.
He sort of just sits cross-legged on the floor. All right, what's up?
Nothing's up. Everything's fine.
Yes, because people who are fine talk like that.
You got something to Okay. What do you want to know? I'm
Well, I want to know
dealing
as
with
well.
all this shit of nearly dying. It's not the first time, but okay, sure. I should be just fine. Just a big pool of roses. Great. I don't really feel great. Okay. I'm fine in my little bubble. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I didn't assume you'd be fine. I figured you probably need to lay in, which is what you've got. And if you need a bit more time, that's fine, but don't forget you're with people now who can probably at least listen to your vent a bit. Keeping all that shit inside you don't exactly work well.
Whatever I have in my mind right now is not meant for the outside. So I'd rather keep it there for the time being.
What's that then? You think you're gonna hurt someone's feelings?
It's not hurting someone's feelings. It's probably driving them away.
Well, let's try that then.
Fucking damn it.
Nope, come on. So just like hands on knees, awaiting.
Her face just comes through the bubble, just almost like irritated. Why? This is.
Look, if I gotta talk to people and face my problems, you have as well. So come on, let's see how bad it is.
Damn it! Oh my. Just a string of curses in Kentucky. You fucking son last
Hey,
time.
don't say those things in our tongue.
Do with her well, please. I'm a full adult. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, I really don't. I can't even form words. I just don't want to deal with it. Right now, I really can't.
Well, it ain't about dealing with it. It's about saying what's in your head, so it ain't festering in your head anymore. So,
I can't, Vellum. All right, if I could articulate the words properly, I don't even know the words for them right now. The feeling I have, I can't talk about it. Just give me some time, please.
Alright, I'll give you some time, but, you know, don't pull at me and just clam up about it.
Vellum, if I was gonna pull you, I would actually dig a hole full of sand and put my head in it. No, I'm not pulling you. This is me.
Well, that'd be pretty hard. There's not really much sand around here.
And yet your head is full of it. I'm joking, but still.
So you can still make jokes, so not as bad as you think. But take all the time you need. Angus is being Angus. But yeah, like even if it ain't me, even if it's someone you think would understand a bit better, just when you feel ready, just come grab one of us.
I understand what you mean. Yes. Just give me 5 minutes, please. That's all I ask right now. I'll get I'll get breakfast in good time. Just let me chill.
Alright then. Then enjoy your weird little bubble. At that point he'll stand up, dust himself off.
And the car is going back into that bubble, just...
I'm going to the Angry Dome.
Two may enter, one emerge.
Yeah, that's the jar. That's the jar right there. Okay, so as breakfast eventually comes to an end, everyone's had their fill.
I don't even get to wake up, huh?
Oh, if you want to do,
You never wake up again. Roll a new.
You probably woke up to the breakfast bell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
oh my god.
if you want to do like a little bit of role play, feel free.
Just as Vellum is sort of coming back, you can see Sao coming out of the tower. She looks haggard, like she slept badly. There's drool out of the side of her mouth. She's just.
Alright, well, this doesn't make any sense. I slept fine, but you slept like shit. What happened?
I slept fine. I guess I woke up on the wrong side.
Yeah, Liska will probably come not too soon after, just wearing, like, not wearing her armor, just wearing just kind of standard clothes, like, you know, loincloth, whatever the fuck. Just doing her thing. They cleared everything, and so she doesn't have to necessarily worry about being attacked unexpectedly. So
And if somebody does attack, well, what the fuck are they gonna do? You're still a mountain of muscle.
that is true. So yeah, she's gonna come out a little bit after Sal, looking a bit more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Okay, so Liska clearly slept fine.
Yeah, I had. It was a good morning.
I'm just gonna just
Let's
give
just
Sal the once over. It's just, I want to try and glean what the fuck is up with her, because everyone else has similar sleeping arrangements. But Sal's the only one who seems to have really suffered.
listen. If I sleep on the side, I end up, well, she sort of gestures up and down.
May I insight?
You're more than welcome to.
Papa, dang.
Yeah.
The one I never
Really
roll
low.
those with insight. What the fuck?
Gabe says
That
low
sounds
roll
about
for
right
you.
for her.
Didn't know you had any issues on your side. But I guess you're just better on your back up front, I guess. And
Now let's get something to eat. I'm starving.
yep, let's fill our boots before we get off and get back on the road.
Admir kind of skips between the both of you. I'm glad you're all safe.
Yeah, we ain't going anywhere, buddy. Pick her up and take her off and get some food.
Oh,
Because I imagine there's probably a huge crowd around Angus'
yeah,
fucking nation.
very much so. And
Liska cuts through the front of the line. Just like,
Who is going to stop her?
it's like, I'm part of the party. Get the fuck out of the way. He's doing this for me.
I'm the priority.
And Vladimir is just prying the both of you, and Liska, if she can get her ear with like questions about what happened down there. What did you see? Did you find anything cool? It is a flurry of
Did you
questions.
fight anything cool?
We regale her with all the stories, skimming over the more gruesome parts.
Okay.
I mean, she's probably seen some shit, but you still, you keep the story pleasant.
Yeah.
As pleasant as an undead tomb full of spookums can be. Vellum is gonna sort of like... He'll keep an occasional eye on
Anything
that.
cool? I talked to a dead guy.
Cool.
Hey kid, wanna see a dead body?
Wow.
While everyone is eating, Janner, I'm going to look at that dagger in that robe.
Oh, snake doing
okay.
sneaky snake things.
So you should be able to cast Identify and just drag that into the dialogue box.
Will do.
Did you also want to look at those scraps? Those scraps of venom?
Yeah, but I need to get the. Yeah, but I need to
I'm
get the
over
rest
here.
from Angus.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna give you the rest, but you didn't show up for breakfast.
Yeah, no, Snake is dealing with some shit.
No, do your thing.
The
You
consequences
ain't
of
gotta
your
justify
actions.
yourself. You ain't gotta justify.
Occupado. Where's? Oh, here it is.
Yep. That's the benefit of automating Identify. You can do it without DM's input now.
Less work for DM.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
And it brings up a list so I can just yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do that one and do that one. Okay, close. Now where are they at? Ah, Here we go. Okay, come on. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh, that's bad.
Those aren't the words you want to hear from the wizard. Oh, that's bad.
So, what's everyone else doing in the meantime? Just finishing up breakfast?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but Velen brings the food back. Because fuck the crowds. Captain's
We're
coming.
gonna cordon off the tower. Just be like, yep.
Yep.
It's velvet rope. It's VIP rope.
Those warps are even worse. Ugh.
Liska's going to go and knock on. I'm imagining where the previous Magnificent Mansion door was, and just see if it's still there because it's technically supposed to be invisible to people who weren't.
You do see the large ethereal purple door. Ida and Tuli are out enjoying breakfast with the both of you.
Oh, okay. I didn't because I didn't think they'd be able to hear the bell given they're in a different dimension. So
Yeah, they got out before the bell. They're early risers, it seems, or at least early risers at the behest of Ida.
Gotcha.
Tu's just like, no, I want to stay in bed. It's like, no, time to get up.
That's fucking useful. Okay.
Pulled out by the hoof somehow. It's like, out you come.
So,
Right.
you looking to talk with Ida or Tuli or both?
Oh no, she was just gonna make sure that they
Oh yeah, okay.
got food for breakfast. Like go in and make sure that they heard the dinner bell and whatnot. But if
Yeah.
she sees them, she is going to kind of come over, sit down, just like. So, I feel like perhaps this is going to be possibly the last day or two that we're going to be seeing each other for some time.
I would imagine so, yes. We are journeying up to Tektahos ourselves once we're finished here. We have a bit of research and a few meetings of our own to fulfill. It's part of the diplomatic process.
Mm-hmm.
We are here in Tanzia on a mission of diplomacy, after all.
Are you here on behalf of Ragnarok in the palace?
You could say that, yes. I'm afraid I can't go into many
tilt
more
her head
details.
to the side. Like, okay. I understand.
Basically,
Well,
we're both here to summarize it. We are here in Tanzia to initiate amicable relations between Ragnarok and Tanzia. And that's about as much as I can say on the matter.
well, that is understandable. Like, it is a very important mission. We're kind of on the same track, on a similar mission, but I think that we're going to stop by the Temple of the Death, the Tanzian Death God, or something along those lines. But
Yeah, what's his Banzala? That was it.
yes, that is correct, Banzala. I think that's. So we probably will not be able to travel together, but is there any way that we can perhaps keep in touch between then?
Oh, I believe, well, I did mention this to your friend Angus. You do have quite the competent wizard by your side, who has direct means of getting in touch with me. Both, I gave her an amulet that should give me a more direct means of, how would I explain it? It's called a teleportation anchor. It grants one the ability to, I suppose, use the wearer of it as an anchor for the teleport spell, rather than just a location.
Well, that is. I mean, that is good and all, but is this. What if I like a more personal communication? I don't necessarily feel like that is something to go through a third party.
She gives you an eyebrow raise a bit. I see. I'll tell you what.
That's for business. This is for pleasure.
In so few words, yes.
She kind of thinks for a moment and takes out her small handbag of holding and rummages around a bit and pulls out a ascending stone. Perhaps this will suffice. And hands it over to you with a mage hand.
Liska will take it with a smile. It's like, thank you. It does.
She gives you
and then she's just gonna. Oh, sorry. Continue.
She just kind of gives you a small, friendly smile.
Liska will return it, like to her and Tuli, and just kind of sit down next to him and finish eating her breakfast.
All right.
Riska strikes again.
All right. So I said, yeah.
And
Liska got her Riz line set up, so it worked out. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Same.
How dare you mix me up with Angus?
yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything because technically Liska wasn't there to witness it, but it was definitely Vellum that got the.
It was definitely
yeah.
Vellum,
Talk to the
yeah.
wizard. like,
Yeah,
talk
talk to the
right,
wizard.
right,
I
sorry,
even
I
asked
misremembered.
about sending stones. It's like, now talk to Dejar. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I guess sending stones are a particular thing you need to set up. And then Liska rizzes on up. It's like, oh no, I've got one just here.
It's like, oh hey, I got this.
It's almost like maybe that powerful wizard did set one up because they were hoping, like, you think she'll want to call us?
I'll also give you a sending stone. I'll have to make that a singular sending stone. 1 second.
Yay.
Man, if only these sending stones could hold multiple people. Maybe
There you
through
go.
some sort of button interface or.
Yeah, I've just dropped
there's-
the
sorry,
canvas there.
That's really what Kraz was saying. Wait, sending. Oh, yeah. Do I have to get closer to it? I guess. Okay.
Snake has finally joined the breakfast. the
Yeah,
breakfast.
Snake has finally joined the chat. It's not letting me
Snake
get
has entered the
close.
chat.
There we go. But before, well, I don't know how timey-wimey this is gonna be, like, if we're skipping a few days ahead or whatnot.
Oh, this is just a single. This is just the morning after, essentially. I imagine
Yeah.
preparing to teleport out to the library.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So we teleport to the library, presumably have the meeting with the big nerd.
The Archmage, you doofus.
I think a couple of people may have wanted to look at books or some shit while we were there,
There's
but
some-
I don't think we'll hang around too long.
Did you want to?
Yeah, there's-
So go ahead.
No, it was just correcting Sable. That was it.
Did Dejal want to share what she discovered with the group with the identify, or would you rather have that for another time?
I'd rather have that for another time.
Okay. All right then. So as you all gather your things in preparation for the journey to the library, Angus, I imagine you gather your instant fortress.
No, I think I'll just abandon it.
But then, all that work up anyway. I'll just leave it here for the researchers. It's fine.
I can't delete the
Back
copy
in
of
the
Vermeer.
pocket you go.
It's 2 Vermeers.
Oh,
Ignore
no, one Vodney is already a handful.
that. All right, so you gather up your things. Let me double check what the number of people for teleport is.
That Vodney is 20 feet up in the air.
8 willing creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Literally,
Can't
Dream
take
Vodney
Vodney.
was on the tower when he
Just-
shrank it.
literally just enough.
Hell yeah.
Ow.
Nice.
Ow.
Hmm?
We're a party of 6. We have Vodmia, and then there's those 2.
The spell instantly transports you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice. You can see within range.
You
Okay,
and up
nice.
to, thank goodness. Oh
Yep.
my goodness. Whew.
Even then, I think you can upcast it, can't you?
No.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, either way, we're covered. I feel like this would have come up a lot earlier, so it must have been checked.
Yep,
You
so there's
double-checked, my dude.
9 people here, including Ida. That's literally just enough.
Bam. Exactly lethal.
So, let me bring up my notes here. Alright, so the arcane tethers of the spell envelop your forms, and you swiftly descend through the ground as ethereal lay sparks, traversing great crystalline branches of magic. Flashes of immense underground caverns blur past your vision, too fleeting to grasp in the moment. And then, with another disorienting zoom flash, your feet, tails, and hooves lightly touch solid stone. Down from about, like, you drop a couple inches, grounding you once more.
The guy's gonna move just a tad bit away from Vegas. You good?
Oh god, I'm gonna retch. Oh, I hate it.
The guard quickly just goes through her herbal haversack and gets some smelling salt. You need this. Don't
Oh
hurt.
yeah, what's this?
Stops with the puking. It smells horrible, but you won't puke.
No, instead, I'm just choking.
It's better than puking.
I love it. Just like here.
No,
take
it's
a-
not. Well,
Like,
I
take
mean,
a
it
shot
was
of
a
this
good
real quick.
breakfast.
What is it? It's Ipecac.
Oh, by the way, Dejal, Angus wanted to drink more coffee. There you go. Done.
The guy just looks to Vellum, then looks to Angus. Okay then.
Oh, great tact, lad.
Hey, I don't need to be tactful. The information is there, and it's over.
So, the
Again, the head in the sand.
memory of your first visit floods your mind. The familiar feeling of awe washes over you as you step once more into the gargantuan hall. The air is thick with the scent of aged parchment and the faint whispers of ancient knowledge. The tremendous cavernous interior opens up before you once more, just as imposing and grand as you remember. Floors upon floors of shelves stretched high into the vaulted ceiling above, laden with scrolls, tablets, ancient tomes. The vast repository of knowledge seems to stretch infinitely in all directions. It's an example of centuries of careful curation here. And you catch sight of the open chambers sort of built within and throughout the library, where apprentices study under the watchful eyes of their mentors. The golden platforms, golden sun discs drift lazily above you, ferrying scholars from one section of the library to another, much like they did in your first visit. Animated scrolls flit through the air like graceful birds, sort of sorting themselves into their designated cases with an otherworldly precision. And coiling, spiralling above the chamber walls is a stone relief of a massive feathered serpent, its presence looming over the vast expanse of knowledge below. It's coiling up towards the ceiling and ending at the vaulted ceiling's apex in the large feathered head. As you take in the familiar sights, you spot the feathered serpent creature once again, moving with purpose as it tends to the library's vast collection. Its brightly coloured scales glisten in the ambient light, vibrant colours contrasting, and you see a few nearby scholars draped in purple, feathered robes and gold jewellery look over towards your sudden arrival with curiosity before returning to their studies. A more muted reaction than you'd expect. You gather they're used to people suddenly appearing here in the library, this temple to the magical arts.
Yeah, this versus Dune Hollow, the Arcus Tower, where it's not as common.
He's just locked in a room. It's like, yeah, somebody will get you.
A few Zicazal guardsmen approach, and you take notice of their colourful feather accents, which were black and blue in Itzel. Here, these accents are purple and gold. One of them approaches. State the purpose of your visit.
Talk with the Archmage about a task that we finished.
Ida kind of holds up a hand. It's all right. We'd expect it. They both kind of look curiously at each other.
I have that pyramid puzzle box thingy.
They give you
Do you?
This one, see? And he pulls it out.
They give you a strange look and then kind of eyes widen towards the puzzle box. We will let the serpent's archivist know of your arrival. And they both make their way off with a nod of acknowledgement before sort of disappearing into the library's depths once again, conjuring a golden disc and journeying up to the feathered serpent's stone visage. The massive stone jaw grinds open and they disappear into the statue's maw. And you look once again upon the oldest surviving repository of knowledge in the world here. So,
do we have any idea how long a wait it is?
last time
Based on last time.
Yeah, last time it was maybe about 10, 20 odd minutes.
No, it's not long at all. Not enough time to do anything.
Alright. So, eventually, after waiting a few moments, you see them once more descending from above. They step off the golden disc platform, approach you. Indeed, the Archmage has sent for you. Follow us. And as you kind of follow the guards to the edge of one of the many floors overlooking the tremendous central pit that descends and ascends across many floors. The guards gesture for you to step onto a number of 5-foot diameter sort of recessed golden circular patterns woven into the marble floor tiles. And with but a wave of their hands, they conjure several golden discs from the patterns that seem to apparate beneath you. Almost like molten gold filling a mold, which rapidly then hardens. which then begin carrying you upwards and over the pit, up towards the apex of the ceiling. And as you ascend higher and higher on the golden discs, the vast expanse of the library dwindles into a mosaic of ancient knowledge. The golden discs rearrange themselves effortlessly, carrying you up through the labyrinthine chambers of the library. You pass above the enormous orrery that seems to hover and in places hang in the centre of the roof, below the serpent's head. Its polished gold disc reflecting the sunlight in a mesmerising dance of celestial bodies. The midday sun casts these dappled patterns of light throughout the latticed walls of the finely carved stone, creating this strange kaleidoscope of shadows that dance across the cavernous chamber like a tangle of vines. And you ascend up into the stone maw, the carved serpentine, the vast statue that coils around the temple's interior. And you feel and hear a rumble as the jaws grind shut behind you, leaving only the firelight of golden braziers to guide your path. And as with a soft hum of magic, the discs gently lower you to the floor of the antechamber, just beyond the closed doors, just beyond the closed jaws of the serpent, bringing your journey to a halt. And the guards motion for you to follow as they lead the way into the heart of the Archmage's domain. And across the chamber waits a pair of familiar doors, towering golden double doors, adorning the walls. You can see the stone murals, each depicting archmages from various epochs, all wearing that same golden mask that you've seen the archmage wear, graced with that wide half-circle crown reminiscent of a sunrise. The guards maneuver towards the serpent-headed handles, and with a pull of the serpent's jaws, the doors grind apart as if on their own accord. Stepping inside, the guards usher you into the expansive chamber beyond.
And look who hasn't left.
It feels like an age since you last visited this chamber, boasting walls of maroon stone accented with veins of gold. At its focal point stands the fountain shrine where Etzel showed you the weapons to be collected from the tomb, its waters shimmering with an ethereal blue hue, crowned by a serpent's head. Amidst the ever-present subtle grinding of stone, you can see the far end of the chamber where that familiar altar hosts an array of scrolls and books awaiting scrutiny. And behind the altar is the center point of the gargantuan golden sun disk that rotates slowly around the temple like a sunrise behind a mountain, its intricate and ancient carvings humming with powerful energy. This specifically. Here we go. And perched nearby, you see the hawk, the familiar hawk that regards you with keen interest as you enter. And at the altar, just in front of the sun disk's focal point, stands a figure cloaked in robes of violet, black and gold, skin gleaming with a radiant golden hue, obscured by a full-faced mask. Etzel Azcuttle, the Archmage, chosen of Quetzali. Beside him, engaged in conversation, is a regally adorned warrior figure dressed in ornate splint mail of gilded metal and obsidian, and adorned with a robe of jaguar fur. And he wields a massive, best way you could describe it is a great macorquitl, like a great sword. And he has this imposing air of authority. And together, they're studying a map of a grand city pinned up against the wall. You can see several pins and indicators mark its perimeter, highlighting the presence of numerous, from what you can see on the map, especially you, Sayun, you're the first to notice this, numerous black obelisks scattered evenly throughout the cityscape. There are also marks made in charcoal scattered around, arrows and circles around formations. Liska, you recognise this. They are strategizing for warfare, various approaches and tactics, and the obelisks seem to be central to their current strategies. But in the brief moment before their attention sort of shifts to your entrance, you grasp the essence of their discussion. Etzel sort of acknowledges your presence with a nod, so prompting the warrior to thud his fist against his armor, his chest plate, in a resounding clink, a salute. And you hear Etzel say,
"We will discuss this later, War Master."
Etzel declares, and with a flick of his finger, the map dislodges from the wall, rolls itself up, and disappears into a nearby chest, and the lid closes with a click. The War Master kind of pauses for a moment, looking all of you up and down, gives you all a suspicious glance, but he marches past, exiting through the doors you had entered through. Etzel straightens his back.
"You've been gone some days. You got news from the tomb. You'll be finding the artifacts we discussed."
Before we do go into this, Jenner, two things. Firstly, you are quite loud when modified.
Oh, shit.
If you can bump that down just a little, be great. Also, we are about at time, and considering how long conversations can go, especially ones of importance, do we want to leave it here or do we want to push time? I want to get everyone's thoughts.
I mean, we have 10 minutes left. We can do
Yeah.
what we can with the 10 minutes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure everyone was cool with it, because I know some people gotta go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Alright then.
Alrighty. No objections, so I will assume all is fine.
That we have, as much as we have been able to.
Who is carrying the doodads?
During the,
Probably Liska, more portable.
yeah.
I got the Viridian Deceiver.
Liska has Pale Rage and Azulash.
Alright, everybody, unfurl your pockets.
So the sword.
Hang on,
was
I'll get the quest log open.
Yeah, it was the fire sword.
Crimson Tyrant, Azulash, Pale Rage, Viridian Deceiver, and Dark Ruin was not there. So
Yeah, so whoever has
think
the battle
Crimson
axe and the whip.
Tyrant is actually in the tower. Because it got set down there because it was huge.
Okay.
just get it out.
But we got
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, Liska's going to pull out Pale Rage and Azulash. I guess Sal pulls out the Viridian Deceiver, having the forethought to pull it out before we left. And
Yeah,
who
just,
has the fire axe?
Just drop
The
the
fire axe was in the
the
tower.
the weapons
so I think
there.
this might happen.
Okay. What was that, Jander?
Yeah, you just drop the weapons there like Sayun did.
Gotcha.
Yoink.
Remind me, Eden.
Also, that's why I can't move myself. I was on the quest tab still.
back permission to update tokens.
There's Azulash.
You're gonna have to get the thing, Janner, because I can't get access to
Alright, so just go ahead and delete it from your inventory. I'll stick on the...
Janner, it's in the tower's inventory.
Oh,
I can't get
right,
access
okay.
into the tower's inventory.
Right, my bad. Hang on. Let me grab that. Aha, here we go. Crimson Tyrant.
I wish we got the chance to like really identify all of them with Sal. But perhaps that can be a thing where we can spend a little bit studying here, so I can figure out how some of these features were done.
I mean,
So, like, you know, roomcraft them.
I already did a few of them, so yeah.
So, as you take out each of these one by one, you sort of lay them across the altar. Etzel waves a hand. The eyes of his mask flash with a radiant violet light as he examines each of the weapons, one by one. Each time he floats one before him, tumbling it in the air, examining every rune, every sigil, the craftsmanship, the deepest intricacies of each item.
Fascinating. Did you find the blade, Dark Ruin?
Yes
Afraid not.
and no.
About that.
There's a long answer and a short answer.
Dark Ruin was not in the crypt where it was supposed to be kept.
But we know where it is. Sort of.
Oh, we know who had it in their possession when they left the crypt.
Perhaps...
How they came about, though. Yara will, upon seeing that, will bring out one robe and one dagger and set it down. I'm gonna do that real quick.
Yeah, this is a long story.
Perhaps it might be best if we put this all into context. Ida begins, takes out a scroll case, and offers it to the Archmage with a mage hand. Indeed, there is a... what my companions here rings true. There's a very... Well, I wouldn't say simple, but a very explainable reason why we weren't able to retrieve Dark Ruin. I've taken the liberty of documenting in detail what we managed to find in the tomb, but we can tell you the cliff notes. We should probably start from the beginning. Etzel kind of gestures with a finger, and the cap of the case slides off, and several intricately and neatly organised parchment papers float out, sort of sorting themselves in the air before Etzel as he flits his index finger to and fro in the air. And he gives Ida a nod as he begins reading and listening intently.
Please.
Very well. She kind of looks between all of you. Would anyone like to begin, or shall I?
I feel like this might take longer than 10 minutes.
Yes, and with that,
Yeah.
we will leave
We
it
could
off.
gloss over.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those where we...
I don't think we need to actually recap.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
We can just
I
say
think
we
just
recap.
assuming we did and stating that we have.
And
we
with that,
give the Archmage a rundown.
yes. So with that, as you begin to explain from the beginning, your journeys through the tomb of the Dragon Rider, the various entities you encountered, the various threats, the strange magics you encountered as well. We'll leave it there until next session.
I'm already imagining his face just mask and everything just taking on an expression of, oh no.
Well,
I don't think it's
we will see. We will see next session, and as per request, I will stop the countdown to end recording. So,